Welcome in to a chilly and rainy Memorial Stadium as we are getting ready for the Class B state championship game between the 12-0 Bennington Badgers and the 11-1 Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman coming at you from the west side of Memorial Stadium. Jay, it's cold and rainy. It finally starts to feel like a little bit of fall football weather.
Yeah, it's never too late to get your football weather game, man. You see the mist coming down too. So look, all the elements and as the days went on, the temperature I think is really starting to drop, and so it'll be interesting to see if it affects either team or what team it does affect. And we're in for a doozy, as they used to like to say, is that two well coached, well oiled machines. Both teams are physical. A great game earlier, right? In the 14-13, obviously Bennington victory. But they're trying to go back-to-back state champs against Omaha Skutt Catholic that has won numerous state championships in the last 10 years. So the two best teams are here, and sometimes you don't get it, but we get a really good Class B state championship game tonight.
Before we get rolling with more on this game between Bennington and Skutt Catholic, I want to get your thoughts on something that happened in the Class D2 title game earlier today. I know you and DP talked about it at the end of Old School, but Kyle Cox of Sandhills Thedford, 65 carries, 486 yards, and 6 touchdowns in a 50-12 championship victory. Now, here's the thing, Jay. You can see the stat sheet that I'm looking at. Kyle Cox, there's only two other names. I should say one other name that carried the ball and registered a statistic, and that was Kobe Higgins. The rest was Kyle Cox. Kobe Higgins had 3 rushes. Everything else went through Kyle Cox.
Yeah, passing and running, and mostly running. I mean, look, the tote the pill 65 times. I mean, that's more than commendable. That's legendary in the sense of to do it that well. I saw where you average 7.5 yards a carry. Almost 500 yards rushing. And I don't know if he's a senior or not, but that's the best way to go out. And you want a 50-12 victory. I was joking on Old School. I was like, man, they need to take him over there to the Go Big Red, let him get some rest and recovery in there. And, help him bounce back because he's more than sore and will be for quite some time. But I'm sure it's well worth it, and congratulations to him.
I mean, you mentioned it, averaged 7.5 yards per carry, but his longest rush of the game was 30 yards. It's not like he broke an 80-yard touchdown run or anything like that. His longest rush of the game was 30 yards, and he still averaged 7.5 yards per carry. The pregame show sponsored by Next Ag and Appraisal and Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, or Missouri, give Ethan Sorensen a call today or visit them at nextagrealestate.com. All right, Jay, looking at this one, the Bennington Badgers trying to get 3 state championships in a row. They won in 2021, 2022, and they're going for the three-peat here in 2023. How difficult is it to not only win 1, not only win 2, but win 3 at the high school level when you're always replacing some of your better players?
Yeah, because they were, a couple years ago, or I think that when we did it, they were senior laden. Then they were able to kind of get the sophomores that were or sophomores going into juniors, last year get going, and now they have some seniors that are pretty good players now. So it's hard. Number one, you got to have good and consistent coaching, what they have, right? They've been building up this program for quite some time. Then you got to have all buy-in from not only the high school coaches and the high school players, but the kids that come to the games as, middle school kids and elementary kids, wanting to kind of, come up through the ranks. And then you got to be, got to have a good system in place that's effective for your personnel, because you could have one team come back the very next year and you have a different team. And then also you got to be healthy. And they've had it all. And so they're a well-oiled machine, well coached. They're fun to watch, right? And what's really cool, Nick, in my opinion, Skutt has been here before, right? Yeah. And they have a really good coaching staff, and Matt Turman and Matt Verzal, former teammates on there. So I think Bennington has taken the Skutt kind of model and brought it out to Bennington. So you're seeing it. So you're seeing like the OG, as they like to say, in the new pup. And so it's going to be interesting to see, how this game goes out. Look, when you play 14-13 game, you might have pulled it out to stay undefeated, but the team that you're going to face is going to be your biggest challenge tonight.
Obviously, the weather might play a factor in this one. You mentioned these two teams played first game of the season, and Bennington came away victorious 14-13. The weather might play a little bit of a factor this evening with these two contrasting styles, right? Bennington's going to kind of run it down your throat. Right. They have the ability to pass it, but obviously they're going to be led on the ground by Quentin Archer, 271 carries on the year for just shy of 1,700 rushing yards this season. While Skutt Catholic, you mentioned the last name, Bennett Turman, he's completed over 50% of his passes for about 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Right, and Bennington's going to they're just going to line up no fair dodging. We're coming right at you. You got a big physical offensive line, well coached. So they try to lean on you, right, and they try to gut punch you, then hit you with a haymaker. Whereas Omaha Skutt Catholic is a little bit more 50-50, more like 60-40. And the one thing about Bennett Turman, not only is he a good quarterback and more than capable to throw the ball, he gets out on the edges. He could be like Chubba Purdy was up there in Wisconsin. He could turn a, off the schedule play into a 40, 50-yard touchdown. So, it's going to come down to defenses and what defense plays better. And then obviously, you got to make sure that you don't give up any type of trick plays or anything like that. And so the weather will affect both teams because as much as, like, say, Skutt Catholic is more apt to pass the ball a little bit more, well, Bennington Badgers run the ball more. So that means your ball security has to be superior. So, look, both teams are going to be out here playing. There's no, nobody's looking for excuse. It's not like you're taking a team that's usually playing in Arizona, coming up here and playing. These two guys, both teams are from Nebraska and are going for a state championship, and this is what it's all about. This is what they've came to each of these schools for. These are two schools that are known for their football, known for their good coaching, and this is what you work all the offseason and make the sacrifices for it. So I'm looking forward to a great game.
Really good crowd on hand despite the mist, the annoying mist coming down, breezy evening. Chilly evening here at Memorial Stadium. Good crowd on hand for both Bennington and the Skyhawk fan bases. Speaking of these two teams, they played really good programs, obviously, to advance to the state championship game. Bennington beat Elkhorn North, who had only one loss on the year, 30-6 going into this state championship game. And that was one thing that I wanted to mention. Bennington has only allowed 93 total points all season long. Their defense has been really, really stout, and it's going to have to be tonight against a Skutt team that can score the ball.
Right, and look, they played the first game of the year, and you'd like to think both teams are thinking that we could play better or we've gotten better. But the one thing that's been really, really consistent is the Bennington Badgers defense, and so they're big and they're fast and they're physical. And you know what, Nick? You're seeing a lot of the sophomores from a couple years ago be senior laden. Then you see some of the freshmen that were on the team from their first state championship. So now it's kind of like this is a tradition, right? This is what they want to be. We know everybody knows who Bennington is, right? When you think of Bennington, you think of a team that's going to run the ball. You think you're going to be a big physical team.
Yep.
And then you got Omaha Skutt where they're the same. I mean, if you think when you look at them come out, if you think that there's any advantage there when they're looking, Bennington's looking at Skutt's looking at them. This is going to be a battle, and I've been excited for almost a week ever since I've seen them both make it to call this game. Yeah,
Skutt Catholic averaging 369 yards of offense per game through these 13 games this season. Skutt Catholic beat the 2 seed Waverly Vikings 38-26 2 Fridays ago to advance to tonight's state final matchup as well. All right, we're just a couple minutes away from getting things started here at Memorial Stadium. They're introducing the Bennington Badgers, and once they finalize that, it's kickoff time for the Class B state championship matchup between the number 1 seed, the Bennington Badgers, and the 3 seed in the Class B bracket, the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman joining you from Memorial Stadium. We'll be back in a few minutes with kickoff here on 93.7 The Ticket.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Brawl with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Hey, Joe, check out my new ride. Pretty awesome, huh?
Whoa, that's a sweet convertible. You didn't, win this on a game show, right?
Nope, this is all me and my pals at Members Own Credit Union.
Oh, yeah, they're the people with the great auto loan rates.
And right now, everyone who transfers or gets a new auto loan has the chance to win a $1,000 gas gift card, too.
Well, you know what this means.
Road trip! Fuel your adventure with an auto loan from Members Own. Restrictions apply. Go to membersowncu.org for details.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Elway Power Sports of Lincoln will have you scoring big on savings with up to $3,000 off CF Moto side-by-sides and ATVs. Whether you're looking for a work-tough U-Force or a performance-ready Z-Force, CF Moto has a machine made for you all under one roof at our new 27th and I-80 location. And don't miss our Black Saturday sales event on November 25th with doorbusters and specials throughout the store. Visit our website, elwaypslincoln.com for more details.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Stainer, Jay Foreman back with you from Memorial Stadium as we get you ready for the Class B title game between number 1 Bennington and number 3 Skutt Catholic. Bennington going to be in the all-blue uniforms as they attempt to go for their third straight state championship. Skutt Catholic trying to get their first state championship trophy since 2019. Familiar with this stage across multiple sports, especially football, but trying to hoist that trophy for the first time since 2019. The Bennington Badgers, like I said, going for a three-peat. This will do it for the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty pregame show. Visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Jay, it's the game 1 of 4 for us here on 93.7 The Ticket, as we'll have Class C1, Class C2, and Class A tomorrow. As they get ready to go here, let's talk Class A, West Side and Elkhorn South. Elkhorn South with a little bit of an upset against Millard South 2 Fridays ago. But, I mean, talk about a guy Rosenberg, the head coach for Elkhorn South, done a phenomenal job in the absence of their starting quarterback who got injured seriously in the early parts of the year.
Yeah, he's done a really good job of not only rallying the troops, but getting his team to improve. And so you got to think they played Millard South early in the year, and I think they lost like 33-34-0. To redeem yourself, to actually make the game how you want to play against a high-powered offense or a high-powered team in Millard South was commendable. And I think, really for them, they drew a really good draw through the playoffs to play East before, because East, with Jalen Worley, it was really explosive and dynamic. So you got kind of a preseason-esque or a, Cliff Notes version of what you would face the next week. They changed and went from man-to-man to more of a deeper zone and then come up and hit you. They are a physical team. Obviously, they're going to be big and strong up front and try to run it. So I think it's a good test for them and a good test for Westside. Westside knows. You look at Westside's coaching staff, then there's some other good coaching staffs, but Elkhorn South is right up there as far as the continuity and obviously being respected throughout the state.
So both teams have taken the field. Obviously, Skutt Catholic, the 3 seed, they're going to be wearing the black helmets, all white jerseys with green numbering and lettering, kicking from the north towards the south end zone here at Memorial Stadium, while Bennington, like I said just a few seconds ago, wearing the all blues, blue helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants, and white numbers and letters. They'll be going into the wind towards that north end zone here at Memorial, and we are underway in the Class B state championship match. This one's going to go through the end zone for a touchback, and it's our first look at this run-heavy but real successful offense that Bennington has.
Look, there's no fair dodging when Bennington comes out there. They've been doing the same thing for going on 3 years in a row, so you know what you got to do. The one thing about good running teams, though, Nick, is that they make you play football over and over and over and over. And they're kind of like Wisconsin when they were really running. Obviously, Wisconsin's more of a pass team. And you see it right now. They're coming out in 11 personnel with their tight end flexed out. So now they're going to make you be gap sound without being able to load the box.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, handoff right up the middle, and that's to number 4, Quentin Archer, their senior running back, just shy of 1,700 yards on the season on 270 carries, and he gets 4 yards on first down.
The first couple plays, you're feeling each other out. Obviously, you're excited, and for Bennington to get 4 yards on the first carry, and it was a good defensive call there because Skutt had a guy to get him in the backfield, but Archer ran a really good inside take there and was physical at the point of attack.
Now, quarterback keeper on second down by the quarterback, number 9, Peyton Sandman, the senior, 6 foot tall. He gets a first down across the 30-yard line, move the chains, 2 plays, and a first down for the Badgers offense as it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit of unique RPO there. They pulled both the guard and tackle, try to influence that end, and the inside linebacker overflowed a little bit and, gave up the first down.
Now it's going to be a quick pass from Sandman to Jorgensen. Benjamin Jorgensen, number 3, another senior on the near side on a quick little pass, complete. And how about that? 11 yards on the first down pass completion. It's going to be another first down past the 40.
Well, we mentioned a lot of these guys that are seniors right now were sophomores in their first championship, and they were kind of just getting a little bit of playing time. But what they did there, Nick, is they threw a quick smoke screen there to Jorgensen, and they were testing Skutt's discipline and lane integrity, being able to set the edge out there, and they were able to get the edge. And so it might be something that they might come back to just to keep you off balance, right? I think Bennington's passing game isn't something where they're trying to be explosive, but more or less just kind of soften you up a little bit.
After a first down stop by Michael Harone for Skutt Catholic tracking down Archer on the edge, it's 2nd down and 13. Salmon back to pass, trying to get a pass complete to his tight end on the play. It's going to be out of reach for number 87 for the Badgers, Hudson Newverth.
Right.
And that's going to bring up now 3rd down and about 13 from the 39-yard line of Bennington.
Right, a little bit of a take a shot there, maybe a little bit, in my opinion, early in the game to do so, but they had a favorable matchup. I mean, Skutt's letting you know we're going man-to-man all game long. We're going to try to stop the run and make you beat us to the pass. And so they had tight coverage. It was just a little bit overthrown.
So play action on 3rd down and 13. Sandman surveying, rolling to the right, throws across his body, and it's hauled in across the 1st down marker, across the 50, and taken down at the 46-yard line. He got
Great
16
catch.
yards when he needed 13. A great catch by number 16, Elliot Anderson, and it's a 1st down.
It was a really good job by Peyton Sandman right there. He got outside of the tackle box, put the stress on the defense, and then a really good job of Elliot Anderson doing the scramble drill, right?
Yeah.
Break it off. Most likely, you're either going to go deep or come back to it. Really good job there by the Bennington offense.
So the Badgers convert on 3rd and 13. It's going to be a little bit of a counter play with Quentin Archer. He lowers the left shoulder, lost the football, but it bounces out of bounds, so it'll stay Bennington football. It's about a 10-yard gain, and I think they're going to call it they're going to call it a first down.
Yeah, I mean, it looked almost like a discombobulated or busted play, so it was kind of like a fake toss, kind of wildcat formation, counter back to the weak side, caught not only the Skutt defense off guard, caught us off guard, but a 10-yard gain, nothing less.
So 1st and 10 from the Skutt Catholic 36. Bennington, a Sandman throws over the top. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Elliot Anderson on the far sideline.
Great coverage there by Kyler Seaman there, and he had tight coverage on the play before against Anderson. So, I think Skutt they're not going to blink, right? They know what they can play. They feel like they match up, and they know that Bennington, obviously back-to-back state champs, are going to be able to make plays, but really good defensive play there by Seaman.
It's going to be 2nd down and 10 now from Skutt's 36-yard line. Still 0-0 in the first couple of minutes of the ball game. Throwing down the field, it's hauled in, and that is 6 for the Bennington Badgers. Is 9:55 to go in the first quarter. Sandman's able to connect with Taffa, the senior wide receiver, going right down that right sideline. And a beautiful throw by Sandman as Taffa trotted into the north end zone.
Well, they caught Skutt right there in man-to-man defense, and Kaffa ran what we used to call a shake route, right, where you come up and you're going to either fake like you're either running a curl or out and take it up the seam. And so they caught him guessing a little bit because all they've been either going to is Jorgensen or Anderson, and it was set up by being okay with taking a 8-yard gain into Anderson, Jorgensen right there with the smoke screen, and it's something that they probably saw on tape from the first game or after from the Skutt defense that you can maybe take a shot when you get close to the 30-yard line.
And so with 9:55 to go, it just takes the Bennington offense. They converted a 3rd and 13 in the process and take up 2 minutes and 5 seconds of game time, and they lead 7-0. Skutt Catholic will get the football for the first time in this one when we return in 30 seconds right after this.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A 36-yard touchdown pass from Peyton Sandman to Taffa puts the Bennington Badgers up by a touchdown. 9:55 to go here in the first quarter. We'll get our first look at the Skutt Catholic offense here in just a moment. Sandman, that was his 17th touchdown pass on the season.
Right.
Bennington moved it pretty smooth.
Yeah, they did. They were, Skutt did start doing a better job against the run. But the one thing I think Bennington came in is like, look, everybody in the stadium knows that they're going to run it. So what they do, they look like they've been working on their controlled passing game throughout this time off and before the state championship.
So here are the Skyhawks on the return. They're going to get stood up just shy of the 25-yard line, around the 24. And that is going to be our first look at Bennett Turman, the son of the head coach, Matt Turman, as he'll lead this Skyhawks offense 11-1 record here in 2023. The lone loss coming in the first week of the season to this Badgers team.
You know, one thing that stands out to me, Nick, here is the amount of kids that they have on each sideline. So that's how you're able to have, kids play on one side of the ball, and then that's how you're able to develop kids as well. So when you look at these two teams, they're a replica of each other. The one thing that Skutt has to make sure to do is not panic and think that you have to score right away just because Bennington had a good offensive series.
A little bit of a fullback dive right up the middle, and it gets a nice gain of 5 up to the 30-yard line.
Right now is to get the momentum back, right? Let's get a nice, easy drive or get some positive plays to get the confidence back. I mean, look, the defense has got to be a little bit on their heels because of, a busted coverage. Anytime there's an explosive pass, unless it's like Randy Moss or somebody like out there when you're beating close, tight coverage, you had a coverage bust where two guys in a miscommunication gave up a shake route to Bennington. So it's a good job there by Skutt Catholic coming back with a nice, easy, and successful play.
Quarterback keeper and great pursuit and tackle by the Bennington defense, as it's going to be a loss of about 6 yards back to the 24-yard line.
Really good job by Evan Utek right there of being the alley filler, right? A better job by number 57 on Bennington of setting the edge and then playing team defense, right? You set the edge and then you have your alley fillers. Really good job of a tackle, though, against a really good athlete in the open field. Head across the bow, drive on contact, same foot, same shoulder. Really good job there by Bennington defense.
So now it's 3rd down and 11 from the 24. Turman back to pass. Pass caught on the near side. Trying to cut inside is number 2, Joe Kaliga, and he goes nowhere as he's taken down at the 30-yard line. Jay, you want to talk about cause and effect. Without that second down tackle for loss, it's 3rd and 5. They got a gain of 5 there or I should say gain of 6 on 3rd down there. That would have been a first down, but instead it's 4th and 5.
Yeah, a little bit, got off schedule there. And that's one thing to really evaluate is how do you attack this Bennington defense? Do you try to get out on the edges, which looks like it's not going to be really worth trying tonight, or do you try to go right down the middle like they did the first play of the game and have success there? So it's a chess match and see what you want to do. And they're still filling out with each other, and they expect this defense for Skutt to come on and get the ball back. But before that, we had a really good punt by Skutt in good coverage. So now this defense has to adjust, right? I think Bennington kind of threw him a little bit of a curveball there for a baseball analogy of throwing the ball and then throwing the ball differently, right? We always talked about East, how they got each third, right? They went smoke screen.
Yeah.
They went 7 cut. Then they went to off schedule pass to Anderson, and then they came right back to a kind of a trick play with a shake route touchdown. So Skutt has to get back and play fundamental football, and Bennington's probably going to try to pound the ball right now.
So Quentin Archer will get the first down handoff.
I see you, number 1.
Nice tackle there by number 1, Danny Johnson.
Yeah, Danny. I see Danny Johnson did a really good job of defeating the block of Ben Jorgensen, and then coming up and making a physical tackle on Archer. That's what you have to do to stop a running team like Bennington that's not only going to run it up the middle, kind of do some RPOs and test your fundamentals. Your corners, your alley fillers, your safeties, linebackers all have to fill and be also disciplined in their gaps.
They'll hand it off right back to Archer, and he goes nowhere. Nice job by a trio of Skutt Catholic defenders stopping him for a gain of a little over a yard, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and around 4 from the 26-yard line of Bennington.
Yeah, that's what you want. It was a really good job by number 62, Justin Witowski, right? Holding the point of attack, right, against the double team, splitting the double team and making the tackle on Archer.
So 3rd down and 4 as Sandman will throw a little bit of a reverse toss behind him, trying to get to the edge, and he's going to be marked out just about a yard or 2 shy.
Ooh. And you know what this is? The thing is, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead,
this is high school and not pros or college, so you can't challenge it, right? So right now, that was a phenomenal effort there, again, by number 1, Danny Johnson. And that's what you have. These are the type of plays that can help you get back into the game or possibly win a state championship. He got sealed there by Jorgensen. He kind of contorted his body in 360 out of it and just got one hand on him to get him out 1 yard short. If not, that's a momentum-changing play. Now they could possibly get the ball back and flip the field.
And it looks like Bennington's going to call a brief timeout here, or a quick timeout, right before they snapped it. I don't think they had enough. 2, 4, 6, 8.
No.
They only had 10 people on the field.
Yeah.
And so this is why that was a big stop for Skutt's defense.
That was huge.
Because with Skutt having the wind at their back, that means Bennington obviously is going to have to boot this one into the wind. And it's somewhat of a field position game. You expect to kind of have the ball here near midfield, if not on the plus side of the field when you're kicking into this breeze.
Yeah, well, you think about Skutt Catholic, right? You're going to get on your heels. They take the ball down in a little bit over in 2 minutes. You kind of sputter and punch yourself in the face on offense, get a good punt. Now you're trying to get back into the game by field position, right? Great play there by Danny Johnson. Then you get the also kind of cherry on top. Bennington calls a timeout, right? Field position games, timeouts are paramount, especially as we've seen in every high school game we've called this year. Going into halftime and going into the end of the fourth quarter, those timeouts are like gold. And so it's kind of a 2-for-1 there for Skutt Catholic to get them stopped and make them burn a timeout.
The punter, Evan Utek, standing at his own 16-yard line, fair catch signaled for, and they're going to let this one bounce, and that takes a fortunate Badger hop.
Right.
And it'll be down to the 29-yard line.
But you know what, Nick? Here's what I like, though. I think it's number 28. Louis Nelson did a really good job. He tried to fair catch it. When you're kicking into the wind, sometimes it's the wind gust. Missed, we see right here. He didn't feel 100% confident in getting under that ball. He made the great mindful play of getting out of the way, and they only gave up 2 or 3 more yards as far as when it hit the ground. Instead of being out of position, drop the punt, then you lose more momentum. Really good job there by Louis Nelson.
The mist still coming down here at Memorial Stadium as the Skyhawks will take over. Breaking a tackle in the backfield and then getting stood up is the ball carrier as he'll go straight back. And it looks like it's going to be no gain on the play.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10 coming up.
Big Cale Kaufman, 5'11", 280 pounds, defensive tackle, defensive end. They kind of rotate their positions, but he's playing defensive tackle. I mean, he blew that play up. Not only did he take on a double team at the point of attack, he walked them back in the backfield, reset the line of scrimmage, and made the tackle there. Bennington Badgers right now, Nick, I want you to look at this. They are selling out at this line of scrimmage. So if Skutt Catholic could pop a run or get a play action pass right there, you might see them soften up that defense. But right now, I think what Skutt Catholic is doing is testing out, seeing what they're doing defensively. 2 runs up the middle. Doesn't look like it's going to have much farewell tonight, considering the size, the strength, and also the experience of this Bennington defense. Look, we already talked about it. 93 points the whole year.
Yeah.
That's not that's not something that they're taking pride in this right here. And so Skutt Catholic is going to have to get a little bit more aggressive on offense.
Turman back to pass. He's going to take a shot, and it's just out of the reach for number 25 for the Skyhawks, Kyler Seaman, the senior wide receiver, as Turman put that one in a spot where, frankly, it was either going to be, I should say, an interception, which would have worked as a punt, or they took a shot trying to get it into the hands of Seaman.
Yeah, it was a good pass there. The trajectory or loft was maybe a little bit high. Good job there by Seaman and trying to lay out for it. So it was just a matter of a yard or 2 off. And that's what you have to do. Sometimes, Nick, when you throw it deep like that, it's not necessarily, obviously you want to complete every one, but sometimes you want to put something in the mind of the Bennington Badgers defenders and the defensive coordinator for the Bennington Badgers. Really good tackle
I was
there.
just going to say, fielded on a 2-hop on the punt, number 5, Gunnar Lim. That was a really, a bold decision by Lim to field that on a 2-hop. Great tackle, though, by Skutt.
Yeah, it was a really good job. They did come almost like a Australian squib kick, and I don't know if it was on purpose, but a little low line drive, kind of like one of our golf shots, like a hooded 6-iron that won't stop on the green.
Just keep it in the fairway.
And what it did is it hit the turf and then turned over. A risky play to pick it up off the second or third bounce. You know this from baseball, but then a really good job of covering the whole way by Skutt Catholic that essentially almost pinned them down inside the 20.
So it's 7-0 Bennington. They scored a touchdown on their first drive of the game, but it's been punt since. Sandman, quick pass out near side, and it's through the hands
of number 81.
Of number 81 for the Bennington Badgers, Cooper Johnson, the junior.
Now, here's one thing. Cooper Johnson, Jr., it was an even formation, so a 2-by-2 formation, came in motion to make it 3-by-1, and then he kind of ran a little bit of an out route, not a little bit of an out route. But one thing to think about, if I was a defensive coach for Skutt, he was going forward before the ball was snapped. That could pay dividends if you put an alert in the referee's ear that it could be a crucial part of the game.
So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. They'll send Johnson in motion from bottom to top. Salmon back to pass, getting pressure off the edge, and there's nobody home for that one.
I think that
They're
Archer.
thinking-
It looked
they're-
like Archer and
Yes.
Seaman. It looked like Seaman wanted to play action. Archer went the other way, got out on the edge, and the receivers didn't look like they know what they were doing. So just all around was not a very positive play from the start there from Bennington. So now Skutt's thinking, listen here, we got them at 3rd and 10. We got to keep it in front of us. We got to make tackles. We got to get the ball back to our offense so we can continue to get shots towards getting a first down.
Sandman taking a shot downfield. He had a receiver wide open, and it's too far out of bounds as it drifts over the white out of bounds line on the far side, and that's going to bring up another Bennington punt with 4:56 to go in the first quarter.
And that, you know what, Nick, throwing a deep ball into the wind, sometimes you can guide it out there or put too much velocity on it, right? And sometimes, if you really have confidence in your receiver, you know he can run under it.
Yep.
So you actually want to throw it more towards the numbers. He threw it to the sideline. Then the margin for error obviously heightens, and he wasn't able to get it into the receiver's hand.
UTEC with a high short kick, and it'll take a sideways bounce out of bounds into the Bennington bench at the 42-yard line.
Right.
And that is where Skutt Catholic will take over possession, trailing by a touchdown. So far, especially defensively, really good response by the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks after the opening drive by Bennington that resulted in 7.
Two drives in a row, you're giving the ball back to your offense. The first time, I think the ball took a Bennington bounce. This one took a Skutt bounce. Now you're starting on the 42.5-yard line or 42-yard line. So now you're starting to get that field position battle there. Every time, hopefully, Skutt's thinking every time, hopefully, we get the ball, we're getting closer to that 50. Get some rhythm going and probably get on the scoreboard.
Turman will hand it off to the fullback, and that's number 34, Maxwell Chandler.
Right. The
with
6'1", 220-pound, that's a big old kid at Class B playing fullback. And that's the first play of the game that they ran, right? So they ran it the first play of the game, kind of went away from it, 5 yards each time, 4 yards at a time, 5 the very first play of the game. And so Skutt Catholic is going to keep trying to hammer up the middle, it looks like, and then try to go to either explosive passing game or a controlled passing game to loosen up this defense. But like I said before, this Bennington Badgers defense is selling out towards that line of scrimmage. And so Skutt Catholic is going to have to be very, very good of getting on their blocks and moving guys as well.
Turman under center. He'll hand it off right side to Pike, and he goes nowhere. That was number 10, Anthony Hightoff, instead on the carry. Skutt Catholic, by the way, going to use multiple running backs. I talked about, we've seen a lot of Colin Pike tonight. He's the leading rusher for the Skutt Catholic offense, 870 yards rushing coming in on the season. That time it was Hightoff, who has a little over 770.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're going to play a host of running backs, but one guy that wasn't fooled by it was Benjamin Gillen. He's a 6 foot, 185-pound linebacker. This speed at the second level of Bennington Badgers is showing you. They're shooting gaps, and they're filling it hard.
And how about Turman goes down? Sorry to interrupt you, Jay, but Turman goes down as it looked like a little bit of a botched play, but Turman ended up keeping the pigskin, and he was there met right behind the line of scrimmage by number 27, Tyson Fleixman. And so that's going to bring up 4th down and 8 and another Skutt Catholic punt with 3 minutes and change remaining in the opening quarter.
Skutt Catholic's offense looks very basic right now. And, I don't know if they're holding their cards, close to the vest, but they need to find a way to either, loosen up their line splits to find some gaps, or they're going to have to do a better job of moving some guys off the ball, because what Bennington is doing, they are essentially run blitzing them on every down. And so you could either pop a little play action tight end pass there or get some crossing routes to loosen up this defense, because I think one explosive play, and I think what Skutt's going to try to do is get some run after the catch, right? So whether, they're trying to soften you up with a toss play, they ran a quarterback sweep, whatever it has be, if they can pop one of those, then get the controlled passing game, you'll see a different Bennington Badgers defense. And so reason why Bennington Badgers defense has been so good all year, Nick, is because they've always dictated the pace, right? They've always thrown the first, last, and middle punches every single game. So in order to defeat that, you got to use their aggressiveness against them. Some double moves, right? Some explosive plays across the middle of the field is to be really good as well. Now we're back to action. Big number 65. Listen, I'm going to tell you what, that first drive, they might have been sleeping, but this Catholic defense is coming back. Michael Duran, the 5'9", 210-pound offense and defensive lineman, shot through the gap for a 2 or 3 yard loss. So this is where Skutt Catholic, I think, likes to play. They feel very confident. They're not blinking being down 7-0.
It's 2nd down and 12 from the 12-yard line of Bennington as they're heading towards the north end zone here at Memorial Stadium. 2nd down and 12. They'll send a guy in motion from top to bottom, hand it off to Archer, trying to get to the left edge, and he somehow splits 2 defenders, but gets a nice gain of 2 yards back to the original line of scrimmage on a play that looked like it was going to go nowhere.
Yeah, it was, but, it was really, really blocked well. They did like a power sweep where they bring the guy in motion, so he's an extra blocker. So that's kind of like I always like to reference the old Green Bay Power or Green Bay Packers sweep. A seal here, hit the alley, but a really good job by 62, Justin Witowski, to keep playing hard to run down Archer there.
So Sandman back to pass on 3rd down, has a completed pass to his receiver, number 16 for the Bennington Badgers, Elliot Anderson, as he gets across the 25-yard line to the 28 for a Bennington first down. That's the 4th completed pass for Sandman today. He's now 4 for 9 in tonight's game.
Yeah, really good route there by Anderson, coming back to the ball, but then also creating separation against tough coverage.
Now quick pass caught by number 3, Ben Jorgensen on the near side, back past the 30-yard line to the 32. Great tackle, though, also by the Skutt defender, number 1, Danny Johnson.
So we're starting to see a pattern here, right? When Bennington's getting in trouble, what do? Try to spread you out, try to throw some stop routes, some in routes, bang 8, to try to open up those run lanes and back to Archer, what they just did right there.
Yeah, quick handoff to Archer on 2nd down and 6. He'll go for about 5 yards up to the 37 or so yard line. Yeah, it's going to be about the 37-yard line. So 3rd down and 1 as we are under a minute to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Bennington here in the Class B state championship game. They'll come out, Sandman in the pistol with Archer closely behind him, just about 1.5 yards behind his hip. He'll quickly hand it off. Archer has the first down, lowers his helmet, and delivers a blow across the 40-yard line to the 42 for a Bennington first down.
Yeah, really, look, it's big man football right there. Skutt brought in their big lineup. Bennington brought in their big lineup. He was getting it, met in the hole. So, look, Bennington had the momentum there. Really good block there because they opened up the hole both at the point of attack and backside. Great run there by Archer, being physical right at the point of attack.
So with 10 seconds left in the first quarter, Sandman, he might let this one just run all the way out as we are at 4, 3, 2, and 1. That is going to be the end of the first quarter from the Class B state championship game. Bennington, the number 1 seed, the undefeated team going for 3 titles in a row tonight, leads the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks 7-0 after 1 quarter of play. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments with the start of the second quarter from Memorial Stadium. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sander, Jay Foreman back with you from the Class B title game here at Memorial. 7-0 Bennington with a touchdown advantage over Skutt. As we begin the second quarter of play, just a reminder, we'll have Class C1 coming your way tomorrow at 10:15 is that kickoff in the morning. 2:45 p.m. kickoff in the Class C2 title game. And then the Class A title game is the nightcap at 7:15 p.m. Obviously, that's when Tristan Alvano made his name known across the state last year and then was quickly offered by the new Husker coaching staff after the state championship game, in a game where he went 5 for 5 on field goals. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night between the Westside Warriors and the Elkhorn South Storm. Start of the second quarter, Bennington with the football going now toward north to south. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Sandman back to pass, has Tafa down the seam. It looked like a similar play that they scored a 36-yard touchdown on in the first possession of the game, but this one just out of reach, 2nd down.
You know, the one thing I've noticed about Bennington is they feel like they can block the Skutt Catholic pass rush. So they can take some shots. They can run some double moves. They feel like they match up very well at the skill position, with their 3 receivers and obviously their tight end. So a team that has been plowing over everybody all year long running, they showed you that we're going to do whatever we needed to do or what we need to do in order to win the game.
Quick toss out right side. Archer has nowhere to go. Great job stopping him on the edge by Danny Johnson as he tried to get outside the numbers, unable to do so, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
It's not just Danny Johnson. It's Ted Legale. Is big number 62, Justin Wachowski. They all did their job, right? Set the edge, alley filler, overflow filler. Archer, who's been obviously unstoppable all year, is having a hard time gaining some yards against this Skutt Catholic defense.
So 3rd down and 10 as Skutt has them right where they want it.
Great
Tip pass
coverage.
Incomplete, and that's going to force a Bennington Badgers punt. As nice job by Skutt.
Yep.
As
Answer the call.
You remember at the end of the first quarter, Bennington started moving the ball a
Yeah.
little bit. They got a couple completions through the air, but now a nice job bowing up and forcing a punt.
I truly feel that Skutt Catholic feels very confident with their defensive backs, linebackers, and safeties matching up against Bennington. Bennington feels the same. And Kyler Seaman got beat on a crucial 3rd down, came right back on another 3rd down, and had even better coverage. And it was the same route, so that lets you know he has some football savvy where he's going to not make the same mistake twice.
Number 26, Mitchell DeMig is the punt returner. 2 penalty markers on the play, and one on each side of the hash mark.
It was just a subjective call, a block on the back on Luke Van Dyke. He kind of just shoved him a little bit. Actually, it was number 3, Morgan Fickenbinder. Not even shoved him, just tapped him. You see it right there. And it was at the point of attack. So you have to call it. And so you did a good job of feeling it off the bounce, off the second bounce. Now you're backed up now, and you're backed up almost twice, Nick. And the reason why I say that is you're backed up field position wise and then momentum wise, because Skutt Catholic offensively hasn't gotten anything going in a positive nature. Now you're calling plays and coming out of the end zone with your back against the wall against a defense that you haven't been able to essentially get more than 1 first down.
So the penalty marker was laying on the 17-yard line. So they'll move this back to the 7, or rather the 8. So they're going to 9. Okay, so they're going to say that the penalty occurred at the 19-yard line. Here's why this is also a big deal. Skutt has had a tough time moving the football on offense. Just 10 total yards through that first quarter of play, and here they are on their own 9-yard line, 1st and 10.
And the wind is in their face, right? And it's a little bit misty. The rain has started to subside a little bit. But you got that 91 yards away from pay dirt looks a lot longer when you haven't had any success throughout a 1 quarter of football. So, they could maybe go back to trying to establish the inside running game. But they're lining up in a formation here that's right where Bennington wants you, right? You're in a phone booth, right? Tight splits and a wide split to the big side of the field. But you got to be able to hit the guys when you want it.
Play action rollout by Turman. Great ball to number 34, Maxwell Chandler. And that gives them a little breathing room as it's a gain of about 15 or so up to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit of a counter bootleg action there. Really good job by Turman in this ball handling, right? You fake it, kind of keep it on your hip. Really good job there by number 34, Chandler, running the route right behind the linebackers, catching it with his hands, and he was one missed tackle for still running to pay dirt. So a good job by Skutt Catholic, like I said before, keep him off balance.
6'1", 220-pound Chandler as it's a toss left side now to, I believe that looks like Colin Pike, as that'll be a nice gain of 5 yards up to the 29.
Right. What you like right there, you see Skutt Catholic maybe getting into the fight a little bit. Sometimes you can be apprehensive, and the defense has kind of been toting the mail for you. So you had a good off schedule or a bootleg play, first down, come back to your toss sweep. So what it tells me from a coaching standpoint, Nick, they're confident in what they do, and they're confident in their players. So this is why 2 teams are here, 2 well-oiled machines and 2 great coaching staffs.
fullback dive once again as Maxwell Chandler gets the handoff on 2nd down and 5. He'll get about half the distance needed up to the 32.5-yard line, but it's going to be 3rd down and 1.
3rd and 1, 1.5. And so right now it's, I need our best run play, right? If I'm a quarterback, if I'm Turman in here, I'm saying we got to get it. We're starting to get some momentum. We're at the 9-yard line. We can continue just to churn out yards, give our defense a rest, right? I'm always going to go for the defense resting so we can get some Gatorade and, maybe a piece of candy or something. Some Mike and Ike's will be good, right?
You're a big Mike and Ike guy. 3rd down and 1. They'll keep it with Turman. He's going to lunge forward, and he did get the 1st down. How about that? He looked like he was going to be stopped about a half a yard shy.
Yep.
Bounced off the guy that ended up tackling him.
Watch this right here. He does a really good job. Looked like his dad right here. Slithered, tough as nails. See how he contorted his body, put his hand down there.
Lost the football.
Almost lost the football. So that's something to be wary of. But a really good job. Look, sometimes when you're a quarterback and you're running this type of offense, with the option and you're taking it, you got to be able to get those tough 1.5, 2-yard gains right there for first downs.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10, and I think we may have a stoppage in play. That ball might have come out.
Did it?
And it's going to be under review.
They do review in the state championship?
In the state championship game. So I think that ball might have come out before Turman's right knee was down. And so they're going to take a look at this one.
Oh, no, he was down. The left knee was down.
There you go.
The left knee was down.
There you go. Because it was a clear recovery by Bennington. And so that's why this is a kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Left knee is down right there.
There it is.
Yeah.
Has full possession. There it is. So this
but we're not making the call, though, Nick.
That's right.
We're not making the call. We're not making the call.
Yep.
We don't want to be called homers. We're just saying that it looks to me, right? And I got LASIK 20/20 vision.
There you go.
Actually, 2015 or something. Probably got worse, but looks like he's
you're
down.
Able to see some of these numbers better than me.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. The mist out there is giving me a little bit more clear vision. You have the window open there, man. You should need your binoculars.
I know. No, what I need is the extended pole so I can close this window because it's a little chilly with the wind. It's going to be after the replay here. 9:06 to go, 2nd quarter. It'll be 1st down and 10. Jay, it's been a heck of a football season, my man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been about 2 weeks or so since, actually probably about 2.5, 3 weeks since you and I have called a football game. And I'll tell you this right now, November 30th, we get rolling with high school basketball and so on the station. So we're going to have at least 30 high school basketball games coming your guys' way, and that's just in the regular season. From the end of November till about February, that's not including the district tournaments that we'll have, and that's not including all the state championship games that we'll do as well from PBA. So the ruling on the field will stand.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 1st and 10 now for Bennington, for Skutt Catholic, rather.
Yeah, they keep the momentum, and you kind of feel like you dodged a bullet there, but also you keep the confidence in the offensive huddle, right? So a great play there by Bennett Turman, and then also a really good job by Bennington to try to cause a fumble to put that little bit of doubt in his head on his ball handling. Maybe pay dividends later on in the game.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Turman back to pass, getting pressure, rolls out to his left, has nowhere to go. A great tackle by number 2, Kyler Laridson of the Bennington defense, as he made the tackle right around the 29-yard line, and that's a big loss on a play by the Bennington Badgers defense.
Yeah, Turman broke the pocket and got flushed out to his left, so it's hard for a right-handed quarterback to throw anything accurate. You probably would have liked to seen him throw it out of bounds, right? Because he's outside the tackle box. But you know what? Also, I think Kyler Lordson was so fast because he's listed as a linebacker. He's 5'11", 165. They have a big defensive line, and they kind of play like a hybrid type of second level of their defense.
Turman will turn. He'll keep it, running up the left side. A nice shoestring tackle once again by Laridson.
Yeah.
As it'll get him back to the original line of scrimmage. Good gain of 6 yards by Bennett Turman, and it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, a shoestring. There's 2 plays on this drive where Bennington have made the shoestring tackles. First one was a Chandler on the bootleg first play of the game or first play of the series, and then right there on Bennett Turman. If they don't make those tackles, they're either getting touchdowns or explosive runs. So if I'm Skutt Catholic, I feel confident in what we're doing play calling wise. The one play, obviously, you get tackled for a loss. You want to stay, at or ahead of the chains. And so now they got to get their best pass play and try to find a matchup here that's favorable.
Matt Turman, the head coach for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks, is going to call a timeout prior to this third down play. And we'll step aside with them as it's 7-0 Bennington with 7:24 to go in the first half here from Memorial Stadium in the Class B title game right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Elway Power Sports of Lincoln will have you scoring big on savings with up to $3,000 off CF Moto side-by-sides and ATVs. Whether you're looking for a work-tough U-Force or a performance-ready Z-Force, CF Moto has a machine made for you all under one roof at our new 27th and I-80 location. And don't miss our Black Saturday sales event on November 25th with doorbusters and specials throughout the store. Visit our website, elwaypslincoln.com for more details.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you on the third down and 10 play. Bennett Turman keeps it himself and gets tackled for a loss of 1 back at the 34-yard line. So that's going to bring up fourth down and long and a Skutt Catholic punt. Jay, you can't imagine that that's maybe what they drew up out of the timeout.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like a RPO right from the get-go, so I'm not really sure what the philosophy was on that. But obviously, nevertheless, Bennington did a really good job of diagnosing the play, but then also sniffing Turman out and tackling for a yard loss. And so as much momentum as they got starting at the 9-yard line and getting almost to the 35, your third and 10 got way behind the chains on the second down play, or actually on the first down play, got a little bit back on the second down play. Probably not the best play call on third down. Now your defense has got to answer the bell once again to try to get the ball back right one more time before halftime.
So it's going to be first down and 10 from the Bennington 39-yard line after the Skutt punt. It's going to be 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2. Sandman hands it off. Quentin Archer on the left side has some room, has the first down and more. And he'll be forced out of bounds past midfield at the Skutt Catholic 48-yard line, gain of 13 on the first down run.
That initial penetration there by the Skutt defensive line missed him in the backfield, and that's what happens when you have a really good blocking offensive line, and then the defensive line is almost playing on their heels, hesitant, and then they got the edge because out on the edge, their skill position guys sealed the edge for their Archer, their running back, to get 11-yard gain.
But a nice response once again by Skutt's defense on first and 10 as they'll try to hand it off to Archer again. Goes nowhere. Loss of 1 yard at the 49-yard line.
Number 65 did a really good job of shooting the gaps. Michael Giron, 5'9", 210-pound defensive lineman, did a really good job there shooting the gap and making a tackle on Archer.
Archer with the carry on 2nd and 11. Nice tackle. Great hit by Maxwell Chandler.
Yeah, dug
stopped him in his tracks 2 yards after the handoff, and it's going to be third down and 9.
Yeah, really good job there by Chandler. He diagnosed the play, didn't overrun the play, kept his pad square. Once he saw it declared, he stepped up and made a really, really physical tackle on Archer right there.
3 wideouts near side as Sandman will pass it that way quickly. It's caught by Emmett Johnson, and I think they're going to say that ball hit the turf, and they will. It's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down and 9. A great job by Skutt's defense.
Okay, now, Nick, this is situational football, right? Timeouts are paramount. You got to think Skutt Catholic had to burn a timeout last drive, right, and came back with kind of a Mickey Mouse play. Now we got to think possessions here going into halftime, right? You want to try to keep the possession of the ball all the way into halftime. You want to score, ideally, and then you get the ball to start the second half. So it's going to be interesting to see if this changes the play calling by Coach Turman here right before half.
Fair catch signaled for, and allowing it to just bounce over his head is Colin Pike, and it's fielded at the 11-yard line or maybe the 12, and that's where Skutt Catholic and their offense, who has accumulated just 35 yards of total offense through about a quarter and a half, will take over possession.
Well, I mean, that's 25 yards more than they had at the beginning of the last possession. So you should be confident. You doubled your production. But right now, you're trying to get, more first downs. You got plenty of time, so you don't need to panic. I always say you got to play fast, but not in a hurry. And so you're trying to, have 2 for 1 here. You did a really good job of getting your offense back on the field. Let's see what they do now with this extra possession before halftime.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10. Turman will hand it off right up the middle. A nice gain on first down of 4 or 5 up to the 17-yard line.
Okay, Nick, they came out in a trips formation. I think that's number 35 for Skutt.
He was waving his hands.
Waving his hands. I think it's number 35. Yep. Was wide open, right? So if he's waving his hands, actually it was number 25, Kyler Seaman, was letting the offensive coaches know nobody on Bennington adjusted out to him. So you can either run obviously a go route, or you can run a quick seam to, even if they did adjust late on the fly, the safety can't get there. You break 1 tackle, it's a touchdown.
Quarterback keeper as it's a boot out to the left side, and the pass is completed, but I think they might call him.
No, he was in. That was a really good catch. They're going to say
it's a catch by number 3, Morgan Finkenbinder. Right. A nice throw across the sideline.
That bootleg action has worked twice for Skutt. Both sides of the field. Morgan Finkenbinder was open. Luke Van Dyke was open coming on the backside. Oof. Really good job there. Do they?
I don't know, Jay. That looks.
He toe drag swag. You better hike the ball quick.
You got to hike that ball if you are Skutt Catholic. They do. Turman, quick
go.
pass out right side. He's going to cut up field. Nice step.
Good job by Kyler Seaman.
There you go.
And right there, that's the play that we talked about 2 plays ago. Kyler Seaman is lined up as the number 2 receiver in the slot in a trips formation. He's not getting covered down by this Bennington Badgers defense because they are just strictly trying to stop inside the tackle, or AKA the phone booth runs by the Skutt Catholic offense. So a good job there by Omaha Skutt's offensive coaching staff is just to raise up and throw a smoke screen. And now you see the adjustment. Bennington Badgers, 0 coverage.
They'll hand it off. I believe this is
Number
10, Anthony Hightoff, and he's going to get the first down, a little extra up to the 40-yard line.
So the play right there a couple plays ago to Kyler Seaman not only was positive that you're able to catch it and get some positive yards, right? What it did is made Bennington Badgers defense adjust. They haven't had to adjust all year. So what it did was take the safety out of the middle of the field. They're essentially playing 0 coverage, and 0 coverage for people out there, it means there's no safety deep. So they had to go to man-to-man. You pop that fullback dive in there, and it paid dividends.
The boot out to the right side is Turman surveying, throws towards the sideline, and it's incomplete. Dropped on the play by Finkenbinder. And before this second down play, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Turman now on the day, 4 for 6 through the air, 39 passing yards. Skutt Catholic, 23 rushing yards as a team. A lot of those coming from Hightoff, number 10, who is their second leading rusher on the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Skyhawks. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the first half. And it looks like Matt Turman is going to have to call a timeout because there was 0 seconds on the play clock, and thankfully, I think he's saying it didn't reset. I think Coach Turman is saying that the play clock didn't reset. It was stuck on 25 seconds, or it should have been on 40 out of that incomplete pass. And so
there's still plenty of time left. Yeah, still plenty of time left. You don't have to go in the 2-minute offense yet, but you like to have that timeout just in case you don't get, the play off in time, and you want to operate with more timeouts as you're coming down the stretch here. And your 2nd and 10, they went right back to the bootleg play that's been open every single time and blocked up well, and obviously ran the routes pretty effectively. Finkenbinder just dropped it, right? Kind of, double batted the ball. Now it's 2nd and 10. And so Skutt Catholic, again, if you get another first down, you can argue that you're in four down territory. Maybe right now, even if you want to be ultra aggressive, you got to start to get positive yards so you can actually make a more calculated and effective decision. So when you think about it, you're not only playing against the clock, but you're also playing situational football, and you have to play call to whether you think you're going to go into 4-down territory, because that affects your second and third down call, or if you're going to go just 3 downs, obviously, and try to get it in 10 yards in the next 2 downs. So this is a chess match here, right? So Bennington Badgers is thinking on the other side of the field, if we can get the ball back, they feel confident that they could possibly hit a big pass. They hit it in the first series and try to get a quick touchdown because they know the offense coming out in the second half is going to be watching their defense play.
Bennington trying to get their 3rd straight Class B title here tonight. They beat Gross Catholic 38-14 back last season on this very same field. Now trying to get it against Skutt, who's trying to host the trophy for the first time since 2019. As that pass tipped, incomplete, it hits the turf. Almost tipped and intercepted by the Bennington defense. Number 33, Gavin Olson, was unable to stop quick enough and kind of backtrack to grab that football out of midair. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 on the 40-yard line.
Well, Skutt Catholic is letting you know they feel Morgan Fickenbinder is a matchup problem for this Bennington Badger defense. So last 2 plays that went to him, they just kind of went through his hands. That one was awful high, and then obviously he was going to take a big hit there from that Bennington Badger defender. But for Skutt Catholic, you feel like you're good enough to make those catches.
So 3rd down and 10, Turman back to pass, trying to look left, has a guy, and it's just a little too far towards the sideline. Yep. And if he would have led Danny Johnson up the field rather than towards the boundary, that would have probably been a touchdown.
So in that play, in that series right there on offense, Nick, it's the first down play. It's the call. Always big, like when we do post-game breakdowns for the ticket for Huskers, it's always the cause and effect. So you threw it on 1st down, right? You had the right play call, dropped it. So then you threw it on 2nd down. So essentially you backed yourself in the corner. You had to throw it on 3rd down, and then you went ultra aggressive. So that let me know that you had no intentions of going for it in 4 downs.
So punt into the wind, a great kick. An unbelievable punt as it's going to take a hop inside the 5, inside the 4, and down at the 3.5-yard line. An unbelievable kick from the 40-yard line of Skutt all the way to the 3.5-yard line of the Bennington Badgers, and they're going to have to go 96-plus yards if they want to score in the final 3 minutes and 18 seconds of this first half.
Hey, great punt there by number 12, Dylan Van Dyke. Yeah, Dylan Van Dyke, who I think his brother is Luke Van Dyke. They're both juniors, so I wonder if they're twins. Oh, they got to be twins, right? Yeah, so
they're juniors.
Yeah, they're both juniors. So a really good job there of punting the ball, and then a good coverage there by number 2, Joe Kaliga, there to down it at the 3-yard line.
How about that? A 56-yard punt there for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. Is a great tackle inside the 5. Going nowhere was the running back Quentin Archer on 1st down.
Right.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
So now right here, you got to play. Now the timeout right there, that when the play clock then reset is huge, right? So you like to have 2. So now you only got 1. So now what you're thinking is, Bennington Badgers are going to take as much time as possible. You start to try to formulate when you could get the ball back and either call that timeout on 3rd down. This down right here, 2nd down, is huge, right? So you have to win this down in order to keep them pinned down there, so you don't have to, so you can get the ball back.
How about this out of the Wildcat? Archer will just keep it. A little bit of a power play from the in that play, a quarterback of Quentin Archer. It's going to be about 5-yard gain on 2nd down.
So right here is the play of the first half right here, and Bennington Badgers is trying to get the 1st down and try to get out of backed up in the end zone just in case they have to punt later on in the series. So if Skutt Catholic can get a stop here, you'll get a quick timeout and possibly let Turman run this 2-minute offense from the 50-yard line on in.
So just over 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Sandman back to pass, throwing down the far sideline in one-on-one coverage.
Whoa.
Great defense on the play on a pass that was through the hands of Quentin Archer. He had it, Jay, and then a great job defensively to force the incompletion.
That was a little bit of 4-on-4 crime there, right? They tried to run motion Quentin Archer out of the backfield and then run him on a go route, and he was locked up on by the Skutt Catholic defender Caleb Cole. Really good job of Caleb Cole of playing through the ball all the way through the end of the play, a 50-50 ball. And guess what else? Even more importantly, Nick, they didn't have to burn a timeout.
Exactly.
So essentially, Bennington helped out Skutt. Now you get the punt here at the 45-yard line. Fair catch it. Okay, I like it.
Yep.
So this is the first time, realistically, Skutt Catholic has had the ball close or inside Bennington's 50-yard line. You got 1 timeout, 3:18 left. if you think about the way the game started for Skutt Catholic, where their defense comes out there and then gives up a shake route and an explosive play, you're down 7-0. To rebound and keep giving your offense more chances, and now the offense is starting to get confident. If I'm the Skutt Catholic, you never like to be down.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling my confidence level is starting to go up a lot higher, considering how we've been playing the last quarter and a half.
This is the first snap on Bennington's side of the 50, and it's going to be caught on a pass from Turman to the right side. It's going to be a nice gain of about
Big number
6 or
87.
7
That's
yards.
a big old drink of water there for a tight end. Jake Astuto, the 6'1", 185. Looks a lot taller from here, so maybe my eyes aren't that good. But a good job.
You saw the number, though.
Yeah, I did. Listen, LASIK works.
Okay.
You're okay. But I want to say this, though. They keep going back to these stop routes, right? So what it tells me is they feel they can throw the ball against this Bennington defense. And then look at now, right? We talked about spread them out a little bit, get you out of your comfort zone. You can't stack the line of scrimmage. Here comes Big Chandler up the middle. And people might ask, obviously, we got a lot of people that watch games, why are you running the ball? You can run the ball because Bennington gave you a free timeout. Number 2, you got your timeout, and you had a positive play on first down. So that you can let the clock run a little bit. Skutt Catholic's field goal kicker, number 3, Finkenbinder, is warming up down here. So when he gets in his range, that's where you see Skutt Catholic get a little bit more confident.
How about a little bit of a tush push as Bennett Turman is going to get the first down and a little extra. I mean, I mentioned at the start of this drive, this was the first snap on that 1st and 10 play that Skutt Catholic took on the Bennington side of the 50. Previously, the farthest or closest that they got to midfield was the 40-yard line, and that was on the previous drive that resulted in a punt. Here's Turman on a little bit of a rollout to the left side. He'll throw across his body the near side, and it's through the arms of number 1, Danny Johnson on that near sideline. They throw that comeback route towards the outside almost every single time, and pretty much every time, all 4 times that they've ran it, it's been open.
Yeah, the last 2 times they haven't been successful, but it's been wide open. They also had Chandler kind of as a secondary option. So what you would like him to do, obviously we're thinking, next level, where this is high school, what we're calling, is to sit down into that zone and give Matt Turman essentially an emergency outlet right there. So again, if I'm Skutt Catholic, the clock is stopped. We're thinking it's either 3 or 4 down territory, so we're not too far behind the chains.
So 61 seconds remain in the second quarter. Turman throwing it into coverage. That one's easily intercepted by the Bennington defense. Cutting across the field and taken down is number 15 for the Badgers. Nicholas Deo, the junior, picks off Turman with 52 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, that was a predetermined throw right from the get-go. And if you watch it right here, he's staring it down and threw it, and the receiver there really wasn't. He was double coverage, and that was number 25, Kyler Seaman, that he was trying to go to. And it was actually one of the few times that the Bennington Badgers had went to a zone defense. And so they maybe have baited Turman into throwing at or predetermined in throwing it. But, again, you throw it right into coverage, eliminate yourself of getting a chance at a field goal. Now, if I'm the Bennington Badgers right now, if I get a positive play here in the first 2 plays, I'm going to try you deep because we know we're not getting the ball back, so we're going to be ultra aggressive with our play calling.
52 seconds left, second quarter. Sandman back to pass, rolls to his left. Nobody's there. Great protection. Now he'll throw across the body. Tafa, and it's incomplete. As Tafa had the opportunity to kind of make a sliding catch, but there is a penalty marker back at the 24.
Now, Nick, right here, what you have to do right here, essentially Bennington Badgers have to be aggressive or can be aggressive going into half. But they also, by the incomplete pass, kind of gave you a little bit of a early Christmas present, right? Maybe an extra helping of stuffing and gravy as far as Thanksgiving, because I can't wait for Thanksgiving come Thursday. The clock stopped, right? And if you can get one more stop in these next 2 downs, you might be able to get the ball back with maybe 20 to 15 to 20 seconds left. So then what do? Try to get a chunk play, get it out of bounds. If I'm Skutt Catholic, if everything works in our favor, emergency kick, get them on there, get it up through the uprights. And also, let's think about this, Nick. You can almost dictate what Bennington's going to do right now, right? So they had a holding call. It's replay first down. Again, they took the penalty 1st and 20. What are you thinking? Quick run up the middle, screen pass, or possibly a deep. So you need to play some sort of zone right here. You want all eyes on the football because it's going to be a quick hitting play.
The seam has been open quite few times for the Bennington offense, and that's where they've tried to hit Tafa. But this time they're going to run it up the gut with Quentin Archer, get a nice gain of about 5 yards or so, make it second down and 15.
Look like they're just both teams are okay with going into halftime with the score presently as it is, because ultimately since they took the penalty, Nick, and it didn't go to second down, there's no way that Omaha Skutt can stop the clock. Now, if they had that timeout where the play clock didn't reset
Either
to
one
40,
of them, frankly, too.
Yeah, then you could possibly do it. So right now, you're just pretty much going into halftime, letting the clock run out. Obviously, just a formality right here. You don't want to give anything to your opponent. So look, this is a good first half. Omaha Skutt starts showing some life. Probably a little bit of disappointment there in that turnover, but they get the ball back, right? So now you got to reset. Look, you're playing against a really good team, a really good defense, and a really well-coached team. Now you got to go in halftime, make some adjustments, get motivated a little bit more, push these guys. The last half of football of the season for both teams, and so they got to really crank it up here at halftime.
Bennington went 9 plays, 80 yards on their first drive of the game, scored a touchdown, but since then for both sides, it's been zeros. A lot of punts and 1 interception thrown in there, as at the half, the Bennington Badgers lead Omaha Skutt 7-0 here from Memorial Stadium. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you during the Class B state championship game. Don't go anywhere. Here in a few minutes, we'll have the Members Zone Credit Union halftime show coming up right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
Elway Power Sports of Lincoln will have you scoring big on savings with up to $3,000 off CF Moto side-by-sides and ATVs. Whether you're looking for a work-tough U-Force or a performance-ready Z-Force, CF Moto has a machine made for you all under one roof at our new 27th and I-80 location. And don't miss our Black Saturday sales event on November 25th with doorbusters and specials throughout the store. Visit our website, elwaypslincoln.com for more details.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space. Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, Joe, check out my new ride. Pretty awesome, huh?
Whoa, that's a sweet convertible. You didn't, win this on a game show, right?
Nope, this is all me and my pals at Members Own Credit Union.
Oh, yeah, they're the people with the great auto loan rates.
And right now, everyone who transfers or gets a new auto loan has the chance to win a $1,000 gas gift card, too.
Well, you know what this means.
Road trip! Fuel your adventure with an auto loan from Members Own. Restrictions apply. Go to membersowncu.org for details.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's my goal for the rest of the year.
Well, welcome back in. It's halftime. Bennington leads 7-0 at the break over the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. This halftime show brought to you by Members Own Credit Union. Whether it's financing a new vehicle or financial guidance, Members Own Credit Union is there for you. Members Own Credit Union with locations in Lincoln and Beatrice. Jay, at the half, it's a 7-0 ball game, and this is kind of what we expected, right? A really strong Bennington defense has shown through the first two quarters of play, only allowed 73 total yards for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks offense, and really a bulk of those came on the last two possessions for Skutt's offense of that first half. But Bennington hasn't necessarily moved the ball all that easily after their first drive on offense either. So, I mean, you look at Peyton Sandman, the Bennington quarterback, 5 for 14 through the air, only completing 36% of his passes. Quentin Archer has 52 yards, but on 16 carries, only averaging 3 yards per carry. That's a really good defensive performance from the Skutt defense.
Yeah, it's a battle of defenses. Obviously, Bennington Badgers came in with a really good defense coming into this game, 93 points the whole year, and obviously they didn't give up any in the first half. You know why they're good, right? They're big and physical up front. And Kyler Lauritsen is having a really good first half at linebacker. Once he hits you, you go down. And so, the one thing about Bennington is they started out letting you know that they were going to try to throw the ball, and then they came back and established the run, and then Skutt adjusted, and then they went back to the pass. But what Skutt did a really good job. They feel comfortable. They're comfortable in their own skin. They know the first touchdown that they gave up was a busted coverage on a shake route, and came right back. And even when they gave up a first down on 3rd and 13 to a 16-yard pass, they came right back to it with number 25 locking up their number one receiver over there, Anderson. And so this is a battle of wills right here. Now, offensively for Skutt, we know that counter, bootleg, waggle action has worked tremendously. They also made an adjustment of spreading out the formation to try to get Chandler on a fullback dive to create some more running lanes. That worked. So then it opened up a little bit more of a run game, even when they ran a toss sweep. So what they have to do is understand that, look, Bennington, when they get backed up, what they're letting you know, once the few teams that have gotten close to their red zone, they're going to hit the zone on you. So what do you do against the zone? You try to run some crossing routes, right, to kind of get that zone to move. But then also you go back to the controlled passing game, right? Come back, quick drop by the quarterback, get it to your receivers, and let them run after the catch. And so they have some advantages on the outside. Now they just got to play a little bit better job of pitch and catch. And so that goes without saying that this halftime adjustment by this offensive staff, which I think they might have done during the game to create some more positive outcomes by their offense, is got to be even more paramount coming out of halftime. Because, look, for a team like Bennington to only give up 93 points the whole year, you know that they're trying to maybe forecast or project what you're going to try to attack them with in the second half. So you have to make sure that you be mindful of what was positive, but then also make sure you're scouting yourself and scouting Bennington in that first half to make some crucial adjustments coming out in this first drive of the second half. You got to be more physical in the run game, which I think they started to kind of get into the game and feel more confident, because you started to see the offensive line move a little bit for Skutt Catholic. But then also you got to be a little bit more efficient in your passing game, right? When you think about Bennett Turman throwing the ball twice to Morgan Finkenbinder, one off of Finkenbinder's hands in the right side, but the other one was a little bit too high, right, throwing it to his left. So you got to make sure when you're throwing it to the opposite of your strong hand, that you're really driving the ball to your receivers. You're almost throwing it to their body. Now, if I'm Bennington, what am I saying? Every time that we have forced Turman and Skutt Catholic to throw to their left, it's been positive for us, right? We've made plays on the ball, big hit on Finkenbinder, interception. Those are the little adjustments that you might think of coming out of halftime if you're a Bennington Badger defense, and then if you're Omaha Skutt Catholic offensive coach.
Yeah, Skutt, they have 5 different receivers with just one catch. Nobody has more than one catch. Finkenbinder, however, like you said, Jay, has been the one that's been targeted the most, with 3 targets on the day from Bennett Turman, who went 5 for 11 in that first half, 45 passing yards, no touchdowns, obviously, but 1 INT in the tail end of that first half portion. Rushing, they haven't necessarily ran the ball all that effectively either. Hightoff is their leading rusher with 6 carries and 18 yards. Obviously, no scores there either for Skutt Catholic. For Bennington on the ground, I mentioned it, Quentin Archer, the leading rusher, 16 carries, 52 yards. But I don't know if anybody's ever going to top what Kyle Cox did in the D2 championship today. 65 carries, 486 yards, and 6 scores for Kyle Cox of Sandhills Thedford in their 50-12 win in the Class D2 championship game. We have a couple minutes left in the halftime portion between Bennington and Skutt Catholic. Bennington leads 7-0 in the Class B championship. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman, this is the Members Zone Credit Union halftime show, and we'll be right back from Memorial Stadium in just a few minutes right after this on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
Hey, Joe, check out my new ride. Pretty awesome, huh?
Whoa, that's a sweet convertible. You didn't win this on a game show, right?
Nope, this is all me and my pals at Members Own Credit Union.
Oh yeah, they're the people with the great auto loan rates.
And right now, everyone who transfers or gets a new auto loan has the chance to win a $1,000 gas gift card too.
Well, you know what this means.
Road trip! Fuel your adventure with an auto loan from Members Own. Restrictions apply. Go to membersowncu.org for details.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
Elway Power Sports at Lincoln will have you scoring big on savings with up to $3,000 off CF Moto side-by-sides and ATVs. Whether you're looking for a work-tough U-Force or a performance-ready Z-Force, CF Moto has a machine made for you all under one roof at our new 27th and I-80 location. And don't miss our Black Saturday sales event on November 25th with doorbusters and specials throughout the store. Visit our website, elwaypslincoln.com for more details.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Elway Power Sports at Lincoln will have you scoring big on savings with up to $3,000 off CF Moto side-by-sides and ATVs. Whether you're looking for a work-tough U-Force or a performance-ready Z-Force, CF Moto has a machine made for you all under one roof at our new 27th and I-80 location. And don't miss our Black Saturday sales event on November 25th with doorbusters and specials throughout the store. Visit our website, elwaypslincoln.com for more details.
Hey, Joe, check out my new ride. Pretty awesome, huh?
Whoa, that's a sweet convertible. You didn't win this on a game show, right?
Nope, this is all me and my pals at Members Own Credit Union.
Oh yeah, they're the people with the great auto loan rates.
And right now, everyone who transfers or gets a new auto loan has the chance to win a $1,000 gas gift card too.
Well, you know what this means.
Road trip! Fuel your adventure with an auto loan from Members Own. Restrictions apply. Go to membersowncu.org for details.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Own Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon wrap dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon wrap dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Own Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're about a minute away from starting the second half of action here at Memorial Stadium. Class B title game between number 1 Bennington and number 3 Skutt Catholic. You're just now joining us. Bennington leads 7-0. After 2 quarters of play, Bennington going for their 3rd straight state title tonight. How about this? Since 2016, there's only been 1 state championship that hasn't featured either Bennington or Skutt Catholic. And so just pure domination from both these teams, whether it's been Skutt Catholic who won it in 2018 and 2019, or if you're the Bennington Badgers and won it in 2021 and 2022, and going for the three-peat tonight. Jay, Skutt Catholic's going to get the football to start the third quarter. If you're Matt Turman, the head coach for Omaha Skutt Catholic, what are you doing here on this opening drive of the third quarter?
Well, you're just going back to what really it showed some positive results before the half, right? It's formation, trying to dictate the coverage by Bennington, spreading them out, and then obviously, going back to possibly some form of bootleg. Obviously, they're going to go, or Bennington's going to probably go in halftime, and that's the first thing that's on their to-do list, is to be able to pull that thing up, and so that means contain that. And so now you got to try to figure out, if you're Skutt, how to find another way to, formation or scheme up some controlled passing game to open up your run game after that.
So it's going to be a short kick fielded at the 6-yard line, and we are underway in the third quarter of action. Great tackle there on the play by number 8 for Bennington, Lane Bover, and Skutt will take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Skutt Catholic had a little bit of real estate there to get up the sideline. A little bit of hesitation there by 26, Mitchell DeMig on the return there, but nevertheless, the starting the ball at the 19-yard line. So that's a win for Bennington. Good coverage, kind of a hanging kick, even though it wasn't into the wind, or at least according to wind into the first half. And so that threw off the return by Skutt Catholic.
So Bennett Turman and the Skyhawk offense back out there, 1st and 10 here on the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter. As, the running back will get the edge, and that's number 23, Colin Pike. There is a penalty marker on the play, as I think they're going to get a hold on the edge.
Yeah, and that play right there, Pike looked like he could get the corner. But number 35, Benjamin Gillian, said, no, not so fast. So what he did was he tracked him inside out, and then he had a little bit more foot speed to stop that play for no gain. On top of now it's decision time for this Bennington Badger coaching staff. Do you want to take the penalty or make them use up another down and be second down? And so, again, for the most part tonight, the outside running game by Skutt Catholic has not paid off. And the only time that it did was when they spread out the formation, but then also they established some sort of inside running game by most likely the fullback dive there or the fullback trap by Chandler. And so you got to be one thing you have to make sure that you're cognizant of as a play caller is understanding the concepts that worked and where the weaknesses were in the first half of this Bennington Badger defense. I'd be willing to bet, I haven't watched all 12 games of them, I'd be willing to bet, looking at this defensive unit, one kind of big linebacker, which is Benjamin Gillen, and then everybody else is kind of a small hybrid, fast guys that you're not going to be able to get the edges or out on the edge too much against this Bennington Badger defense.
So it's going to be 1st down and 19 after the penalty flag as they'll roll Turman out. He'll throw it downfield, and it's caught over the shoulder. A nice acrobatic catch by number 10 for Omaha Skutt, Anthony Hightoff. But there is another penalty marker sitting right there at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, it was a good play call right there. Again, they go right back to the bootleg. They're able to get Turman out on the edge and essentially give him a run-pass option. Really good pass there, thrown across his body. I mentioned that at halftime, right? Throwing to the left hasn't paid dividends for them. That one, it did a really good catch there by number 10, Anthony Hightoff, of catching it over his shoulder, almost was able to turn it up there, but the turf monster got him. So, he shouldn't feel too bad.
And so we're waiting on the official call here, but Skutt might have two plays and 2 penalties here.
Right.
It's going to be ineligible receiver downfield on Omaha Skutt. Matt Turman trying to plead his case to the
trying
official.
to plead the cases. Sometimes the referees get confused whether it's a screen pass and when you get outside of the tackle box, whether you're a legal man down the field. So now, essentially they're way behind the chains. It's 1st and 25 from the 4-yard line. And so now you're just trying to get a positive play, a positive result in the first 2 plays to give you a realistic chance on the 3rd down call. And this is not the way that you want to start the second half for Omaha Skutt. You get the ball, get stopped inside your 20, the first 2 plays of penalties, you're playing right into this Bennington Badger defense's hands.
They'll hand it off that's Colin Pike rather. They're just trying to get some breathing room. Don't get a whole lot. Just a gain of 1 on the play up to the 6-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 23.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're trying to get to 3rd and manageable. If you could maybe break a tackle and pop a 8 to 10-yard run to then be more realistic at 2nd and 13. But Bennington Badgers are real tough up the middle. Stopped them for a 2-yard gain. So now it's 2nd and 23 on your 6-yard line. So there's 2 ways to think about this, Nick, right? We could do a little PlayStation mindset here is chuck and duck because we're going to be punting anytime. But you don't want to be behind the schedule or behind the chains and then punt to Bennington and they get it inside your 50 because even though you've played well against them defensively up to this point, you still don't want to give them any breathing room. And now you're at, again, 3rd and 20. And if you're going to try to take a shot, you most likely are going to have to put the ball only in the only place that your receiver can catch it.
Yeah.
Or he has to become a defender and either bat the ball down or it goes out of bounds.
So it's 3rd down and 20 after the 4-yard gain on 2nd down by Maxwell Chandler. It's going to be 3rd and 20 from their own 9-yard line. Skutt will send 2 wideouts near side, one to the top. Looks like Pike is going to be about 3 yards behind Turman, who's under center. They'll fake the handoff, quarterback keeper on a little bit of a turnaround, and he runs over his own guy who was blocking for him at the 14, and he's down at the 15.
Yeah, I mean, those penalties really stymied any type of drive that you can have. When you're starting on you have 14 yards of penalties. When you go from your 19-yard line or 13 yards of penalties, 19-yard from your 19-yard line to your 6 and your 1st and 23 or 24 against the best defense in the state, that's a hard road to toe. And so, that's not how you game planned it coming out of halftime. I'm sure that's not how you adjusted, but nevertheless, you got to figure it out.
Punt's almost blocked as it's going to take a friendly Skutt Catholic bounce. Lim is able to dodge one defender, still on his feet, and then now the cavalry will come and finish off Gunnar Lim, who's the punt returner for Bennington, down at the 43-yard line of the Badgers.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen Gunnar catch it off the second bounce, which is showing a lot of confidence.
Should this have been roughing the punter, as it looks like he may have gotten tripped up, maybe running into the kicker rather instead of roughing. I mean, because the Bennington punt, or the guys that were trying to block it, certainly hit and made contact with the punter for Skutt Catholic. Didn't necessarily impede his place to land stable, but
yeah, you could have got you running into the kicker. That would have only been a 5-yard penalty, but
a little more breathing room.
A little bit more breathing room. You're right.
So handoff on 1st down here is
another great
Bennington,
tackle there by Chandler.
And Quentin Archer gets about 1 yard up to the 44.
Yeah, a really good job by Chandler staying at home, and they're trying to get that inside kind of trap there, a little RPO influence on the defensive end, and Chandler's he's had a good read on this inside running game all night long. Good physical tackle for a 1-yard gain.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 from the 49 or 44 rather. As Sandman back to pass game pressure has open Archer, and he's thrown down at the 40-yard line.
Yep.
That's a nice pitch and catch from Sandman to Archer on the far sideline. We've seen that before, and Skutt defended it well in the first half. That time they lost Archer out in space.
Right, but what happens is, Nick, when they motion Archer out of the backfield and the linebacker goes out with him, they know you're in man-to-man defense. So look, the 2 times that they're able to get kind of explosive plays, right, to where you're able to get chunk yards, one for a touchdown, another one to flip the field. That time they ran a little bit of a switch route. So then what they did was put the defense in a bind because both defenders were at the same level. So when you motion out, whether you're in zone or man.
Sandman gets hit as he throws towards the end zone. It's tipped, almost hauled in. In coverage for Skutt was Danny Johnson. The pass was intended for Elliot Anderson. It looked like Johnson may have just he forgot the wind was going towards the end zone. He stopped a couple yards shy thinking he was going to haul in the easy INT, and the ball continued to drift, and he barely got his right fingertips on that pigskin.
Yeah, Danny Johnson had a good read on that, and there was almost the ball had too much loft, so it kind of messed up his read right there. But nevertheless, good job to get a paw on that to get the pass break up.
Quarterback keeper by Peyton Sandman. He's going to be about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker. That
now
brings
it's decision time right now, Nick.
Fourth down and 3 from the 32-yard line, and they're going to keep the offense on the field.
So that play call lets you know that they were going for it automatically on 4th down. So this is predetermined right here, something that they've already done in practice, and they've done this probably plenty of times during the year. And so now you have number 87 displaced, and now they're trying to make a light box for possibly an Archer run.
So play action, quick pass. It's going to be tipped, and it's incomplete. As the number 87 for Bennington, Hudson Newverth, was unable to haul it in with his left hand, and it goes through his mitts. And that's a big stop defensively, even if it should have been a 1st down.
Right.
Nonetheless, Skutt gets their defense off the field.
Yep. Now, if you're a coach, you want to play mind games with yourself and your team. Say, okay, now look, this is our first realistic drive of the second half, and we're starting on our own 31, right? So you think that this is a big return or whatever. So now we can get back on schedule to whatever game plan we made adjustments to coming out of halftime. The previous play there, Nick, they had a empty formation or actually 11 personnel with one back offset, and I mentioned number 87 wasn't covered down. I thought it was going to be a late man-to-man coverage there by Skutt Catholic. They stayed in zone. Number 87 was open on the out route, a 5-yard out route, just off of his hands, just a little bit off right there. He wasn't able to haul it in. So a gamble there by not covering him down with the zone coverage. But nevertheless, Skutt got the result that it wanted. So now it's up to Coach Turman down there to get with his offensive staff to kind of get back on schedule, right? Where, you kind of on your heels again. Beginning of the second half, your defense kind of bails you out. Not kind of, did bail you out. Now you have to find a way to get back on rhythm, continue to be aggressive, and try to stick to the game plan that you made adjustments to coming out of halftime.
So with 7:33 remaining in the third quarter, it'll be 1st and 10 for Omaha Skutt on their own 32-yard line after the turnover on downs by Bennington. The Badgers lead 7-0. They scored on the first drive of the game, and no points have been scored for either side since, as it's going to be a rollout here for Bennett Turman, rolling to his left, being pursued, and a great wraparound tackle by number 8, Lane Bover of the Bennington defense. Yeah. Second time we've called that linebacker's name, and on the same exact type of play.
Yeah, look, Lane Bover and this linebacker core eats up yards like no other. And what I mentioned this before, where Bennington Badgers are pretty stout and big up front, right? Good-looking defensive linemen. They got one bigger linebacker in Benjamin Gillian, but then when you think of Lane Bover, you think of Kyle Lordson. They are fast guys that will hit you, and that's where they make up a ground on the outside.
Turman looking to pass. It's going to be batted down at the line by number 57 for the Badgers defensive front. Jack Jansen, the junior defensive lineman, got his mitts on that one, batted it down, and before we can even blink, it's 3rd down and 11.
Yeah. Well, you've seen this sometimes in other high school games where you kind of get in this mode of, okay, we're going to pass, and not think about not only do we need to eat up clock, but sometimes we're playing way too fast and we're playing in a hurry, right? And you just had a defensive stop there. You got plenty of time left in the game, and you haven't given yourself a realistic chance to get a first down. Now it's 3rd and 10, and you already passed it 2 times. You might as well pass it a third because you're punting anyways. And so, the play right there, where you think of a dive up the middle against a extremely stout team up the middle or ISO up the middle, most likely isn't the most effective play if you're trying to get the first down. You pass it 1st and 2nd down, you essentially pigeonhole yourself to pass it on 3rd down.
Yeah, so Anthony Hightoff takes the 3rd down carry up the middle for 3. That brings up 4th down and 8. 6:17 to go, and Skutt's going to give the football right back to the Badgers offense. As this one will take a very friendly Badger bounce at the 40-yard line, and it's down at the 46-yard line of the Bennington Badgers. And so that is where they will set up shop after they got a big play on the last drive on a pass completion to Quentin Archer up the far sideline, but then eventually turned it over on downs on the next set of downs. And Skutt Catholic, in less than just 60 seconds of time on offense there, give it right back to Bennington.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum that you get in kind of a free possession after you shoot yourself in the foot with 2 penalties in the first drive, you get the ball back in really good field position, 31-yard line, and you only possess the ball for 60 seconds and you don't get any positive yards. It was a wasted series right there by the Omaha Skutt offense.
Bennington will hand it on a little bit of a counter. We saw this as Sandman leading the way with his block, and Archer, the ball carrier, gets 10 yards up to the 44-yard line.
You do that's a very unique play. And so what that play is trying to get all the way out to the wide side of the field outside the numbers. So they run kind of a wildcat fake toss, but they motion 87 back to the weak side, and they try to overload you, right? And they just want one guy, Nick, to dip their head inside. They get the corner, and Archer did it and got the first down.
So 1st and 10 from the Skutt 44. Handoff once again, Archer up the middle and just carrying Skyhawk defenders across the 40-yard line. And at the 38 is where they'll place the football. Makes it 2nd down and 4.
Well, now you're starting to see Archer starting to get, a little bit more yards after contact, more positive yards before he's getting any contact. All this is a result of the body blows that the Bennington Badgers have been laying upon the Skutt defense throughout the first 2.5 quarters. Skutt defense needs to get a stop right here.
Quick pass out far side, caught by number 3, Ben Jorgensen, as he's going to have the first down. It looks like just about a yard past the first down line to gain. and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line for Bennington.
Yeah, Bennington's very comfortable in a game like this. So is Skutt, but again, this Bennington offense seems like they've been on the field the whole game.
Yeah.
And so it's only quite naturally as a defender you're going to get worn out.
So Sandman taking a shot towards the end zone, and it's through the hands of the intended receiver as the intended man was Gunnar Lim.
Really good coverage there by number 25, Kyler Seaman. Did a really good job of boxing out the receiver towards the sideline and almost ran him onto the Tom Osborne field sign out of bounds. And really, really good coverage, really good technique. He's played a really good game for Omaha Skutt at corner and receiver.
So 2nd down and 10 now from the 33. Sandman play action, looking right. He'll roll left. He might keep it himself. Nice block on the edge by Quentin Archer. And now, how about that? That was a really good
smart,
job.
Really good job
Christian Maxwell.
Maxwell Chandler did a really good job of, he was outnumbered, took on Archer, made the tackle on Sandman, and then he also pulled off when Sandman tried to flop his way to a unnecessary roughness. Look, Maxwell Chandler is balling tonight on both sides of the ball.
So that brings up 3rd down and 8. We'll see if the Skutt defense can bow up as Sandman's going to keep it. And he's going to get about 4 yards, half the distance to the 1st down marker. That brings up 4th and 4.
Yeah, and here comes number 1, Tafa, who scored the touchdown in the first half. So now you're thinking as a defender, okay, are they going to try to spread us out, get us up the seam?
I was just going to say, watch the seam. They've thrown it to Tafa twice and scored on a 36-yard touchdown to Tafa in the first quarter. So now Sandman looking to the left. Quick pass out far side. Caught. Thrown out of bounds, but not until he gets the 1st down, as I believe that's looks like number 4, Quentin Archer, rather. And it's going to be 1st down and 10.
So what they're doing is they're spreading out this Omaha Skutt defense and making them cover in space. But what they're doing, Nick, is testing their principles. If you look at it right now, all the defenders are on the same level. So if you run any type of switch route, there's always an advantage by the Bennington Badger offensive player.
Salmon throws on the run. Nice job by Elliott Anderson finding the soft spot across the middle of the field, and he's able to haul in the pass, and that's going to be a 10-yard gain and move the chains once again.
A little tempo here because they know Omaha Skutt is definitely a tired defense right now.
It's 1st and 10 from the 12. They'll hand it off. Archer with a lot of running room, lowers the shoulder, still dragging, and he will score from 12 yards out. Quentin Archer puts the Badgers up by 13.
Right there, that was a phenomenal drive, and it's all the effect of that drive is 2 things. One, of the gut punches that this Bennington Badger offense has been giving Omaha Skutt's defense, but then also it's a byproduct of the wasted series by the Omaha Skutt Catholic offense. You get the ball at the 31-yard line, get 0 yards, only possess it for 60 seconds. There's no way your defense can be rested after they've been playing essentially every single series. And so now it's up to Omaha Skutt. There's still plenty of time left, right? There's 4 minutes and some change left in the 3rd quarter. The 4th quarter will be like a long quarter. So they got to get some positive yardage, here on this series. And so you got to start thinking about plays and concept players. You got to start getting some plays that are starting to get positive yards, not going side to side against this fast defense. You're not going to get back in this game running horizontal.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you. Bennington on a 12-yard scamper by the running back Quentin Archer extends their lead to 2 scores, 14-0 over Skutt Catholic here in the Class B title game. Skutt Catholic has in this 3rd quarter alone, has run 6 plays for -2 yards. And as Jay mentioned, the penalties have certainly killed any potential offensive progression, as now we have a little bit of hole up the near sideline. Thrown out of bounds is number 25, Kyler Seaman.
Yeah,
and it's going to be great field position to start out here for Skutt's offense.
Really good job there by Omaha Skutt special teams coordinator there, Matt Verzal, is going back to the same return that they had at the beginning of the 2nd half, and it got into Seaman's hands, and he was a little bit more patient, let his blockers declare the lane, hit it, turn the field over. You got the ball at the 50, Now, Nick, I'm a big believer in wanting between the first and second play. I'm trying to take a shot, see if you're going to be disciplined.
So I formation here. They'll turn, hand it off. Chandler makes one guy miss,
like Larry
makes
Zombie.
two guys miss, and then taken down by the right ankle, but not until he gets a gain of 13. And we're seeing a special teams play give some life to the Skutt offense here, at least through one play.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good job there to go back to something that's been working, right? It's been working from the first play of the game, which is essentially a fullback belly play, which made famous in Nebraska football history by Corey Schlesinger scoring not once but twice against that vaunted Miami Hurricane defense. Matt Turman obviously saw it, see it's an effective play, not ran too much in high school areas, but it's effective tonight.
They'll turn, hand it off once again. Chandler bouncing, this is Hightoff, rather.
Really good job of keeping his balance, feet going, stopped and stymied at the line of scrimmage. And what that play was, Nick, right there, you get 3 or 4 yards, right?
Yeah.
But that's a play of a coach and a play caller. So let's see if you can stop it. We just hit you up for 10. Now let's see what you can do if we run it again. They try to maybe get you another 10. Now you only got 3. But anyways, you're at 2nd and 7. You're almost in 4-down territory. Maybe not so much, depending on how good your field goal kicker is. This is starting to be a positive drive here for the Omaha Skutt Catholic.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7. They'll fake the handoff, a little bit of triple options type of thing. As now the ball carrier going to be taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just nowhere to go. Great job staying disciplined by the Bennington defense.
Yeah, I'm going to say it right there. We're watching this replay, right? Good field there by Gillian, over the top there by number 8, Lane Bover. And this defense is fast. Kyler Lordson, fast. Lane Bover, fast. Benjamin Gillian, fast. It's hard to get out on the edge on this defense. This is why this defense is so good. They're stout up front, in the middle with one big linebacker or bigger linebacker, and then they got guys that are run and hit you on the outside and then cover you down at the safety spots.
So now Turman will turn, keeping himself cut up field, taken down at the 28-yard line. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down marker, but if you're Matt Turman here, you got to think, you got to go for it.
Yeah. You're trying to get back into this game, and you feel confident with your defense here. Now, look, that last drive, obviously your defense is a little tired here, but I think this positive effect is probably giving an uptick to the defense. And ultimately, you feel like you're a good enough team to get this first down. A little tush push there. I'm not really sure if you got this, though.
Turman kind of dove to the left, and we'll see where they spot it. It's going to be tough to either overturn whatever call it is. And wherever they spotted here, we're waiting on the official mark once they clean up some of the bodies.
33.
They're going to try to eyeball
Gavin
it.
Olson right there for Bennington is saying no. Oh, it's the first down? No.
They're going to get a measurement.
The one thing, Nick, when you said he went to the left, I always think about I played against obviously the greatest quarterback of all time, in my opinion, Tom Brady. He was really good at – now, they didn't do the tush push back then, but he was really good in these situations because what he would do was snap the ball and then allow for it to declare in like a half a second. Then obviously Tom Brady being, 6'4", 215 pounds, was good enough athlete and smart enough to get those first downs.
And how about that? Bennington gets the stop on 4th down. So on 4th down and 1, Turman tries to go to the left, unable to get about 3 feet. And he is going to be stopped shy of the first down marker. And how about that? Bennington turns him over on downs. After, that was the best offensive possession that we've seen Skutt have tonight. Right. And it was all started with a nice special teams play.
Yeah, they got down there to, 4th and inches, and Bennington is tough up the middle. But I think that drive was stymied on the option play, right? You're not going to get outside against these dudes, man. You got to keep going up the middle. You can run some counters, inside counters. You can run power against these guys off of the bootleg. And you just failed to try to attack the part of the defense that you've made some pretty good yards at.
It's now a nice gain on first down. How about that? Quentin Archer gets a first down carry for 12 yards. Moved the chains once again. He was able to shed a tackler about the 33-yard line or so and run for 6 more yards up to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, like we said last drive, you're starting to see the fruits of their labor from the first half, right? Getting stymied pretty much. He had 16 carries for 50-some yards in the first half, about 3 yards a carry. Now you're seeing every time he's getting the ball, he's not getting hit at the line of scrimmage. And then when he's getting hit at the second and third level, he's starting to get 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 yards after contact, especially on that last touchdown run. So, look, you can say Omaha Skutt's defense has to continue to answer the call, but when you're out there for this amount of plays and this amount of time with the lack of rest, it's only quite natural that this Bennington offense, which has been an unstoppable running attack for the last 3 years, is going to have some success.
On 2nd down and 5, Archer is going to get the toss to the right from Sandman, and he'll get about a yard or 2 on that 2nd down carry. Makes it 3rd down and very manageable. 3rd down and 3 coming up. On this 1st down run, where Quentin Archer got 5 yards, he passed the century mark. 24 carries now, 103 yards, and a touchdown tonight for the Bennington running back as he's to the right hip of Sandman, and Sandman will keep it on 3rd down, get stood up near that 1st down marker, trying to push him forward.
Skutt there to knock him back a little bit.
I think they're going to give him the 1st down.
Yeah, that was a favorable spot right there, and that's kind of your eyeballing it right there. Without a question, they're giving the 1st down. So good job by Bennington right there to go right back to one of their playmakers, Sandman, and knew that the Skutt Catholic defense might have been keying on Archer. You give it to your second best runner, he gets you the 1st down. Not only does he get you the 1st down, keep the momentum on your side, you only have to run one more play before you go into the 4th quarter with a 14-point lead. You're feeling very confident right now.
So 31 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Archer keeps it, and he'll go nowhere. Nice job on the tackle by number 65 for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks defense, Michael Harone. We've called his name a couple of times tonight, the big man in the middle.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's been a defensive battle, and obviously Bennington Badgers are playing excellent defense like they have all year long. Skutt defense is no slouch itself, and the defensive line of Omaha Skutt has been up to the challenge for the most part. Now their backs are against the wall, down 14 points, and have been on the field, it seems like 80% of the game. Now you got to think possessions, right? Now if you're a defense, we can't give up a lazy 1st down by, letting them get a couple yards after contact. So now we got them in 2nd and long. Now we got to get them 3rd and long, get the ball back, potentially getting a big return, considering that we had a big kick return. So the pressure is starting to mount on that Omaha Skutt Catholic sideline.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter. Your score, Bennington 14, Omaha Skutt Catholic 0. 4th quarter starts when we return in 30 seconds right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All righty, start of the 4th quarter here from Memorial Stadium. Class B championship game. Bennington trying to go for their 3rd title in a row. Skutt Catholic trying to win their 1st one since 2019. Skutt's going to have to figure out a way to get some points and more importantly, touchdowns, because right now, 14, I don't want to say feels insurmountable, but it feels like you're climbing Mount Everest right now if you've seen the Skutt offense.
You're climbing Mount Everest, and it's a slippery, muddy, flat surface. So, and the reason why is because your ineptness on offense has been paramount the whole game. And so you got 12 minutes left in your season. You're going to have to conjure up your best offensive scheme and start making plays.
Quick pass out near side, caught by number 3 for the Bennington offense, Ben Jorgensen. We saw at that time they motioned Archer out to the right, and when they've done that, they usually go to Archer. That time they went opposite of Quentin Archer and completed the pass to Ben Jorgensen. That brings up 3rd down and 9.
And the next series or two off of that pass to Jorgensen, you might get a fake block seam route to try to put this game away.
So now the motion Archer out right side. Salmon gets hit as he throws. I think that pass was intended for Archer, but the hit on Sandman affected the pass, and it went right into the hands of number 16, Elliot Anderson.
Elliot Anderson got away with one of the Michael Jordan push-offs there against Brian Scott, the Utah Jazz. He put 2-hand, shoved him off of there, and Kyler Seaman got up hot. That's where the separation comes from. And you usually think those are offensive pass interference when two hands are extended, just by chance that the referee missed it. And Kyler Seaman is not a happy camper right now.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10 after the conversion on 3rd and 8. They'll motion their guy from bottom to top, now handed off Archer. He's going nowhere. Penalty marker on the play. And I think they quickly said that they're going to decline this one unless it's an offsides. I think they're going to call it on Bennington.
False start, maybe?
If it was
legal formation, maybe. That's why
it might have been an illegal formation.
False start would have been called dead.
Yeah, which is why they didn't blow the play dead. It'll be 2nd down, or unless Matt Turman, the head coach for the Skyhawks, wants to accept this penalty.
What do you do here, Nick? If whether you're playing PlayStation or coaching here, do you accept the penalty or do you decline it and thinking that you're going to play that they're going to either try to make them kick a field goal? I think when you're down by 14 points, you get them to 1st and 15, 1st and 20 if you can.
Yeah.
Because now it's a field possession game. Now you want to try to stop them because you got to project that, depending on how good Bennington's kicker is, it could be 4-down territory. So it's 4-down territory. It actually plays into your hands if you can stop them on 4th down because they won't you keep points off the board. But if you go to 1st or 2nd and 10 and they get another 1st down, now they're more in field goal range.
So it's going to be a legal formation. And how about this? The Bennington coach is talking to one of the Skutt defenders at the numbers. He's standing out there just hanging out. Cam Lenhart, by the way, is not the Husker, but the Bennington head coach. And so it's going to be 2nd down and 12. Skutt decided to decline the penalty, and it's going to be 2nd down and 12. So Archer behind Sandman. They'll turn, hand it off. Quentin Archer up the middle. Nice tackle there at the original line of scrimmage there by number 62 for Omaha Skutt Catholic, Justin Wikoski.
Yeah, he's been making plays all night. And that defensive line, for the most part, besides that last series when Bennington was able to score, actually 2 series ago maybe, has been pretty effective and pretty active in stopping Archer. But now their backs against the wall, 3rd and 10. They need to get off the field in this series and get the ball back to Turman and company.
So now they'll motion Archer out to the left. Sandman looking his way. Quentin Archer wide open inside the 10, inside the 5, and Quentin Archer scores.
What did I tell you, Nick? They were going to run a switch route. One of the things, we don't have video to show people or a telestrator is Omaha Skutt's defense is making a crucial mistake when you're playing man-to-man, especially with either motion to bunch formation or lining up in it, and also when you have running back motion out to the formation. You have to be able to communicate, or you have to play some sort of match coverage, which is when a guy comes in your zone, you take him. So you have to adjust. The one other thing they're not doing is they're all playing on the same level. So when you run switch routes, wheel routes, delayed wheel routes, trail routes, that's how you get the separation, and that's how you could be frustrated as an Omaha Skutt defender.
So with 10:03 to go in the 4th quarter, Bennington on their way to a three-peat. They lead Skutt Catholic 21-0 with 10 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter of play. Skutt Catholic here in the second half struggled to move the ball other than the last offensive possession that they've had, I suppose, but when you look at the home team tonight, the Bennington Badgers, Peyton Sandman completed 50% of his passes, 12 of 24 through the air, 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. Key piece of that, no interceptions for Sandman. On the ground, you have Quentin Archer, 104 rushing yards on 27 carries and a score averaging just shy of 4 yards per carry. But then through the air, Quentin Archer, 3 catches, 54 yards, and a score as well. And as we just saw him catch that one on a touchdown pass from Sandman from 32 yards out to put the Badgers up 21-0. It'll be a touchback here for the Skyhawks, and they'll take it 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line to start this possession. And you're in desperate need of points here, Jay Foreman, and any way you can get them. We might see Skutt really start to lean on the throwing game here.
Yeah, well, you have no choice. You're down 21-0. You're not going to get back to, in this game unless you put the ball in the air and be able to get some explosive plays. But, the play calling, play selection, play timing has been off all night by Skutt Catholic. Now, some of it's their own doing, right? We talked about some play calling, but a lot of it has to do with this Bennington Badgers defense that's been as good or even better than advertised.
Snap back, shotgun, Turman looking, checks down, and it's through the hands and bobble. They're going to say it was a backwards pass, so they're going to say it was basically a fumble, if you will, and nothing going right for Skutt Catholic offensively. And it's going to be a loss of a mile all the way back from the 20-yard line to the 7. So a loss of 13 yards makes it second down and 23.
Yeah, this has been the normal in the second half. You'd like to come out in the second half. And, look, you started the first drive, 1st and 24. Now you're here at, 2nd and 23. Listen, we got the Chiefs and Eagles going on right here. Those are the only two teams on this planet Earth that feel very comfortable in 2nd and 20. And Omaha Skutt is not one of those teams.
Toss play out to the right side. And Hightoff is able to get a nice chunk back on second down up to the 17-yard line. So gain of 10. That brings up 3rd down and 13 for Omaha Skutt Catholic.
Yeah, really good job there to try to get some positive yardage to get to 3rd and 13, right? A 10-yard gain. So now you have a chance to get a first down. But again, you're not only fighting the best defense in the state, right? Now you're fighting the clock, which has continued to run. And so Omaha Skutt Catholic, you can't go 4 down territory right here, but the pressure is mounting.
They'll roll Turman out left side, intended for Finkenbinder. Pass is caught. He has the first down, but there's a penalty flag sitting at the 17-yard line. This one's going to be coming back.
Yeah, way to be patient there by Bennett Turman, but and great catch by Finkenbinder. But there was a holding on this bootleg play that's been worked, that's been working all night long. And so now you go from 3rd and 13 to about 3rd and 23. This is not the ideal situation to be in at any point in the game, let alone to be in a championship game down by 21 against the 2-time defending state champions.
So it's going to be a holding call on Bennington, and they'll be faced with 3rd down and about 21, if you will. They need to get to the 30-yard line. It was half the distance to the goal there, so ball will be placed on the 9-yard line. So 3rd and 21 coming up from the 9. They need to get to the 30-yard line of Skutt Catholic to keep this drive alive. 3rd down and a mile. 8:41 to play, 4th quarter in the Class B title game. They'll toss it right side as Hightoff runs over Gunnar Lim, and he's going to be taken down at the 17-yard line. So it's like revisionist history here as the same exact thing happens. They get a 10-yard gain on 3rd and long, and that's going to force the punting unit to come out for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks.
Yeah, I mean, this has not been the ideal second half when you're trying to get back into this game. Not only you're getting beat, but you're getting beaten execution-wise, right? Where you're thinking of it like you have to be almost perfect without any, procedure penalties or anything like that.
How about this? A fake punt pass is caught on the far side. Skutt Catholic is alive on this drive. Yeah. A nice pitch and catch there from, it looked like Hightoff to number 2, Joe Kaliga.
Yeah, it was actually Dylan Van Dyke to Joe Kaliga. Really good job there. You never really think you're going to run a fake punt backed up like that. Yeah. You got a left-handed punter that actually probably he might be the quarterback of the future. 6 foot, 185 pounds. That's a pretty good throw right there on a rope when you need it to get some momentum to possibly get back into this game. But again, that clock is running, and you got to start to getting something down the field vertically.
So roll out here for Turman. Pass out to the near side. Caught.
Really
and that's
good
going to be
catch.
a first down. Great catch on the play by number 25, Kyler Seaman.
Kyler Seaman has been Mr. Do-It-All. He's had the big kickoff return that kind of got the momentum on their sideline. He's played excellent defense out there at corner. He's played excellent at receiver. Really good catch right there, and a good throw, even better throw by Bennett Turman, where you're rolling out to your right, you want to throw it right before or right after the number and lead him going towards the sideline. Really good job there by Seaman to catch it and get his feet in bounds, and then I think he slid out of bounds, but they counted him down first because the clock's still running.
So it's 1st and 10. Toss out left side. Hightoff. He cuts up near the hash mark, still stumbling across the first down marker inside the 45 down at the Bennington 41.
At this point here, you want to keep running a little bit of tempo here with obviously for the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks here because, number one, you're behind by 21 points and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
But number two, you're starting to get some momentum. So you don't want to give this Bennington Badger coaching staff and players a time to adjust. They've been in this situation before. They've only given up 93 points all year. You want to get your points and yards as soon as possible.
So now Turman will roll out to the right, being pressured off the edge. He'll throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. And how about this? They're going to call a hold on the defense.
Yeah. It was a hold on number 17, Evan Utek. He was trying to cover Kyler Seaman on the bootleg. Kyler Seaman tried to come back to the ball, and Evan had him a little bit, and also was a good play also by the Bennington Badgers, Gavin Olson, the defensive back, to almost get an interception. And so now you're starting to see a little bit of a chink in the armor of this defense that's been phenomenal all year. So if I'm Omaha Skutt, it comes to decision time. Don't get too greedy, understanding that you're down by 21, so there isn't a 21-point touchdown, and so you want to get positive yards and try to catch this defense sleeping. Now, you can do that by trying to attack them vertically in explosive play, right, on the outside, or you can go back to your bootleg play and maybe have a counter off of that you've been saving for a situation like this.
So after the penalty, it's going to be 1st down and 10. Ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. 7:09 to go, 4th quarter. Still time for Skutt Catholic, but they got to score relatively soon here, down 21-0 in the 4th. So Maxwell Chandler will be behind Turman. They'll usually roll Turman out, but instead they're going to hand it off. Chandler just 3 yards on the 1st down carry up to the 22.
I don't really mind that play, but I need you up at the line of scrimmage. We got to be running a little bit more of a tempo 2-minute offense here because the clock is still running under the 7-minute mark, the 3-score game. So you're going to need 3 more possessions in under 6 minutes. Yeah. And so it's got to be, you want to play, you don't want to rush, but you can't sit there and huddle up every single time because the clock is your worst enemy right now.
That pass interference is just the 2nd penalty of the game on the Badgers as Turman gets pressured, able to evade pressure from 2 guys. Turman still spun around inside the 20, taken down at the 19 there by number 67 for the Bennington Badgers defense. Ethan Allgood, the junior defensive tackle, spun him around and down at the 19. That brings up 3rd down and 4.
That was a good job of Turman right there of defeating the cat blitz there by Kyle Lordson that probably took a play out of the Wisconsin Badgers there. You avoided it and got some positive yards out of it. Now it's 4-down territory now, so you're going again.
So they'll toss it right side. Here's, I believe, Hightoff, as he's going to be spun around and down at the 16.
Oh, he's marked just
that's a tough spot.
That's a tough spot right there. Yeah,
there.
It's 4th down because if it's a 1st down, the clock stops. You can kind of get a half free timeout. Now the clock's still running. Yeah. Now you have to get a 1st down because if you don't get this 1st down, it's pretty much game, set, match.
So 4th down and 1. Can Bennington get one last stop here? Up by 21. Turman turns, tosses right side, and a tackle behind the line.
2 times on
what a
4th
stop.
Down.
On 4th down and 1, guess who? Gunnar Lim and Evan Utek.
Yeah, great job right there. Great job right there by Evan Utek to coming up, setting the edge, giving the running back nowhere to run, and just feeling Gunnar Lim just came right there like a missile and chopped him down right there. That's good team defense right there. No, not blinking, and essentially in so many terms has sealed the state championship for 3 in a row for the Bennington Badgers. And that's it. That play is indicative, just like the other 4th down stop of this game. Bennington is just a little bit better, a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit more aggressive, and just have been a little bit more on their game tonight and didn't blink. 2 great teams tonight, but Bennington Badgers is obviously the best team.
Kyler Laridson was also in on the stop on that 4th down play for Bennington, as now Quentin Archer gets the handoff. And number 34, Maxwell Chandler, who's had himself a day, makes the stop.
I mean, these are 2 physical teams. They're not – look, this is a prideful group right here by this Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks defense. And they've only lost 1 time, and there's obviously to the Bennington Badgers. They know it's going to be a physical game. They're physical, so they're not going to back down because they're down. They know that you play to the echo of the whistle. You play always till the game's over. And and you can't clock watch. Because for some of these young men out here, it might be the last time that they get to play this great game of football. So they want to play it as best as possible.
Running back Quentin Archer with a nice gain there on 2nd down and 12 of about 13 as he gets across the first down marker and down at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10 with 4:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Bennington just a few minutes away.
Yeah, the thing about this right here, Bennington brought in their big unit. It seems like they brought every offensive lineman, and that means every offensive and defensive lineman in. And so Skutt Catholic had to match that, right? Girth and size for size. But sometimes when you go big and you run that kind of power or you run that sweep or like the boss play, which is, boss play means back on strong safety. You try to get out there in the edge and you cut it up there right about the tackle spot. A really good running back like Quentin Archer will see a seam and get a 10-yard gain, and that's exactly what happened right there. And so now you see Bennington right here. They're going to drain this clock in, right, and kind of lull you to sleep. They want to finish this game in this formation right here. This is like a super powerhouse Wildcat. We're coming at you, no fair dodging. They don't have a receiver in there. Well, maybe number 20, Samuel Crawford, who is a receiver, but he's a big old receiver, so he's kind of playing like a wing back here, just for the simple fact of we might throw it to him. Highly doubtful. You got all the starting offensive linemen in there, a couple defensive linemen. And so you're just trying to go into 4-minute offense, even though you have the ball at the 30. And so if there's a chance that Skutt Catholic gets the ball back, it will be under the 2-minute mark. And so, the object of every game is to win the game, and that's exactly what the Bennington Badgers are doing right now.
How about that? Quentin Archer is basically lined up at the quarterback. Wildcat formation, no gain on 2nd down. They subbed out Peyton Sandman, the quarterback, before that play, so he's not even out there. And before this 3rd down snap, it's going to be a timeout for Skutt Catholic. I mean, we talked a lot about tonight. Obviously, the Bennington defense came in 93 total points throughout the 2023 season. That averages about 7 points per game, maybe 8 points per game on average. This Skutt Catholic Skyhawks defense only giving up about 10 or 11 points per game on average through the season. Both these defenses have been good. Skutt's just been out there a lot longer and much more often than Bennington has, and it shows. They just slowly wore down over time.
I mean, look, Bennington's a physical team, so even though when you're stopping them in the first half and being able to answer the bell, it is wearing you out, right? And then it's not just the amount of plays, it's the rest time in between, right? We talked about that one series where they had the ball at the 31-yard line or only took off 60 seconds off the clock. Your defense is right back out there, and then Bennington was able to get a score and go up 14-0. It's the cause and effect, and when you don't take advantage of the few mistakes that the Bennington Badgers make throughout the game, it leaves one side of the ball, out there and hang them out to dry.
So 3rd down and 8, they'll motion Archer out right side. They'll throw towards Tofta, and the pass goes through the defender's hands, and it's almost intercepted, but unable to haul it in was Kyler Seaman. And so that's going to force a Bennington punt with 3:15 to go in the 4th.
Yeah, good job there by Kyler Seaman. They tried to run a little bit of a switch route with a delayed wheel there by Kaiwu Tafa, but in that, kind of worked in the first half, so he stayed at home. Could have had an interception, which would have been great for his memories. Through his hands, and now Skutt gets a chance to put some points on the board.
So a nice low line drive kick from Bennington as it takes a friendly Skutt Catholic bounce and down at the 43-yard line. And so that is where we'll see Skutt Catholic set up shop with 3:07 to go in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 from their 43-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, look, right now, being down 21 points, 3 minutes left, you can't worry about the score. You got to worry about scoring some points. I mean, obviously a touchdown. Field goal won't do you any justice. Now it's about pride. You don't want to finish your last game of the season with the inability to score a point. The Bennington Badgers defense is good, but the last time you guys played, it was 14-13. So there's a recipe for it. So you got to make sure you handle it.
Turman rolls out to the left, evades pressure, and now gets taken down from behind by number 2, Kyler Laridson. He was able to chase Bennett Turman down from behind and take him down at the 50-yard line. Nice 7-yard gain on first down by Bennett Turman.
Yeah, Kyler Laritzen with an excellent effort coming from the backside. He came on like an outside linebacker cat blitz. Didn't get fooled by the fake bootleg and ran down Turman on the other side of the field. One thing about Kyler Laritzen, I think he's a 2 or 3 time state champion in wrestling. So the effort and competitiveness is right there.
Quick pass in the seam to number 10, Anthony Hightoff. Pass is caught. It'll be a first down for Skutt Catholic. I mean, Jay, that's one of those where why don't we see that more often? Why didn't we see that in the second quarter on something like that to Anthony Hightoff? It's Turman back to pass quickly on first down. He'll throw up the middle of the field, and it's wide open. Pass is caught just past the 35-yard line, rather, as Danny Johnson's able to haul in the pass for a nice gain of 8.
Yeah, you see, I mean, sometimes you can get fooled by the success right now where Bennington's kind of playing, not prevent, but just, trying to run the clock out.
Yep.
And you say, why haven't you done this before? But you see them being effective to be able to spread the formation spread their formation, and then obviously spread out this Bennington Badger defense. So, in reality, Nick, your point is correct in the sense of don't try to play to their advantage.
Yeah.
Play to the advantage of trying to create some offense. So I think, hindsight's 2020. We're way up here. It seems like 10,000 feet. We're way up here at the top of the stadium. And so we can see the game and feel the game a little bit different, right? But ultimately, when you look at the Bennington Badgers defense, right, you're not going to have a lot of success just lining up and bowling them over. You're not going to have a lot of success running outside. But you've had success getting out on the edges, whether it's bootlegs, waggles, misdirection plays, and then the timely toss or inside trap. So when you think about it, if you would, nobody would have thought any different if Skutt Catholic would have came out like the Bennington Badgers did against Skutt Catholic's defense, spread them out, pass them, soften them up, then try to bludgeon them with the run game.
So Skutt Catholic's pass on first down, incomplete, intended for number 87, Jake Astudo. That brings up second down and 10 from the 31. Turman back to pass, looking left, now looks down the middle of the field, now bounces outside left, penalty flag on the play, but Turman's able to complete a pass out to Seaman just shy of the 20-yard line. They're going to say, ooh, that's a tough spot, 24-yard line, but no matter what, it's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, you look at even the positive plays, it seems like Skutt has had to work so hard to get something going. it is these are two competitive teams, and Omaha Skutt, they're going to keep playing. They're going to try to be physical, and they're not going to back down, even though they're, obviously going to lose. And neither are the Bennington Badgers. You got to think Omaha Skutt only lost 2 games to the same team.
Yep.
The last one obviously being in the state championship game. So, this one hurts, and they probably had high hopes coming into this game because they played them so close in the first game of the season.
Yep.
Didn't work out so well. You got the Bennington Badgers, obviously 3-time state champs. That's a hard thing to do. Really good coaching staff, really good job, really good players, a really good game. But the Bennington Badgers, obviously, rightfully so, is the Class B state champion and the best team in the state.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. It'll take one kneel down for the Badgers to be crowned Class B state champions for the 3rd time in school history. 4th state championship overall. They won C1 in 1989, but this will be the 3rd in Class B and the 3rd in a row. The Bennington Badgers are your 2023 Class B state champions, as the Badgers have never been a runner-up in a state championship game. This was their 4th appearance all time, and they have now 4 state championships, 3rd in a row in Class B. They won it in 2021, 2022, and now 2023 as they defeat the number 3 seed in Class B, Omaha Skutt Catholic, 21-0, and they will hoist the trophy for, once again, the 3rd straight year.
Yeah, I mean, they're look at all the players here. They got a big group of kids, really good coaching staff, 2 well-coached teams. But Bennington Badgers obviously was a step or 2 ahead of Omaha Skutt Catholic, and rightfully so, state champions. It's a dominating performance, a dominating program right now. Skutt Catholic has no reason to hang their head. They were close, but just couldn't make any plays, couldn't score any points. Defense got worn down, and that's the way Bennington has played all year. They didn't give up any points. They were prideful in wanting to, pitch a shutout, which they were able to do. And, rightfully so, they're the state champions, and they, well-deserved. To do it 3 times, let alone do it 1, like you said before, is unique. But to be able to do it 3 times in a row is something special. So, Bennington Badgers have welcomed the challenge of being a champion. Have answered the call admirably and continue to do so. And by no chance will they be out of it next year, considering how many juniors they've had. So it's kind of rinse and repeat. But I think that Omaha Skutt, when they look at this game, they got to look at, okay, well, what could we have done better maybe offensively to be more effective? And where did we lose control of the game, right? Did we, and also I think you could think, okay, well, they had a couple good series, but maybe we need to adjust how we handle the switch routes on defense and stuff like that. You're always trying to look for little things that you can do for the future, of your team, because the teams that you play next year are going to be looking at this tape. Now, look, there's not a team in the state as good as Bennington, but other teams will try to run some concepts. And so, the reality of it is Omaha Skutt Catholic has a very, very prideful and a very successful football program, has been very good for a long, long, long time, have great coaches, great players, and they just ran into a better team this year. Normally, if they were playing in a regular year outside of the last, 2 or 3 years, this is a state championship team for Omaha Skutt, but they played at one of the best defenses probably in recent history in Class B that was fully legit. They knew the scheme. They've all played together for quite some time. And, they just got beat by the better team tonight. And wasn't for a lack of effort. It wasn't for a lack of trying. They just got beat by a better team tonight. And sometimes that's the way it goes in championship games.
Skutt Catholic, this is the 4th time in school history that they've been runner-up. They have won a title 5 times, but now runner-up for the 4th time in school history, and their 9th state title appearance. Like you said, Jay, this is a historic program in Class B.
Right. A lot of times when you win in championships, you celebrate the ones you get, but then you agonize over the ones you don't, right? And I know that, firsthand. I think about 1996. As much or sometimes more than 94, 95, and 97. So with Skutt Catholic, when you've been in the final game 9 times and you won 5 and lost 4, that's consistency. That's a championship mindset. That's a culture of winning and a culture of coaching kids and not only the kids, but the community and the school and everybody believing in you. So, they're well aware when you play in this last game there's one winner and one loser. And they've been on the winning side more times than not.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for them, the last 3 years, the Bennington Badgers are a replica of the Omaha Skutt Catholic team, or dominating teams from 2017, 18, and 19. So go back to the lab and get better and come back next year.
Jay, this has been a blast, man. This is our last game this season, calling one together. We have 3 more games coming at you tomorrow, but Jay, unable to join tomorrow because of other stuff going on. So, Jay, this has been a blast all season long. Looking forward to next fall. Looking forward to this winter with high
I
school
got to get
hoops.
rested up, man.
Yep.
Hoops is going to
There
be,
you go.
that's where I can really get down and get jiggy with it.
That's what you say.
So I'm excited for it.
So, yeah, appreciate Jay Foreman always hanging out with me pretty much every Thursday and or Friday night throughout the fall and finishing up today. Now, tomorrow we'll have a triple header coming your way from Memorial Stadium on 93.7 The Ticket at 10:15 a.m. It's the Class C1 title game, number 1 Wahoo versus number 2 Boone Central at 2:45 p.m. The Class C2 title game, number 1 Norfolk Catholic versus number 3 Ord. Do you know the Ord mascots, Jay Foreman?
The Oars.
Ord Chanticleers.
What is a Chanticleer?
Something that Coastal Carolina's, Ord and Coastal Carolina. There's a lot of similarities between those two programs and location as well, Ord and Coastal Carolina. And then the nightcap, 7:15 p.m., the Class A title game between number 1 Omaha West Side and all that talent, all that experience against an Elkhorn South team that's been banged up and has some younger guys. We're certainly excited for that one at 7:15 p.m. tomorrow night. Tonight's been a pleasure. Final score once again in the Class B championship game, Bennington 21, the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks 0. For Jay Foreman, I'm Nick Sainert saying good night from Memorial Stadium, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the pregame show of the Class C1 title game right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FD.